Hey, folks, we're back with more Star Wars. Hooray!
Ow!
When we last left off, right here, the crew of the Razorwalker were in perfectly fine health and nothing bad was happening whatsoever.
Listen.
I was awake.
You can't see me because I'm unconscious, but I'm flipping you off right now.
I don't know. I came out of it smelling fine.
Shut up. You were Jedi.
Also, you never smell fine, okay? There's no need to spread the propaganda.
Hey, that reptilian musk is dead hot if you're the appropriate species.
So, yes, you guys were
The
exploring...
appropriate species being dead. Got it.
We're exploring the under sort of tunnels of the Jedi Temple, Jedi Enclave, and you were attacked by even more of the Lygrek, including some larger, more dangerous soldiers. And they kind of did a number on you guys.
No, they didn't do a number on us. Your damn dice did.
My dice wouldn't have been able to do that number if they weren't dangerous. That's all I'm going to say. At any rate,
What we've learned is that we need bug spray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, either that or the Orkin Man.
Conversation last week. I'm already making preparations to steal Peter's computer.
Why haven't you already?
That's a good point.
Well, there's this whole ocean in the way.
The Atlantic Ocean!
This is important.
Plus, I'm working. You know, I can't do everything at once.
So at any rate,
You have a
yes.
phone. Haven't you seen Watch Dogs? You can hack it from there.
At any rate, yes. This followed up with some more exploration as you guys were badly beat up. You found a collapsed tunnel. It looked like it was leading in the right, maybe a direction to get the hell out of here. You blew it up, but that unfortunately led to a cave-in, and the party being split in half. On the one side, we have Vorkov... Hang on, I've got the wrong thing here. Hang on. That, yeah, good, yes, haha. On the one side, we have Vorkov's twins,
champion.
Jocks, and one of the NPCs, Jasper Kern. Yep. The archaeologist. Yes. And the other side, we have Jith, IO9, and Kern's bodyguard and mercenary bodyguard, Dexon Hooge. Wow, I did not actually realize what I named him with his last name, considering how he's built, but, you know. That was unintentional, I promise.
Dixon Huge!
At any rate, he's a big fella. Yes. And they were able to, through a little bit of Morse code type stuff, tapping on the rocks, to at least communicate that everybody's alive. And that they're cut off from one another.
Right.
So, yes. So if I remember correctly, Twins and Jocks are basically, they're alive, badly beat up. Both are at impairment 2. Twins is currently unconscious. Jocks is barely conscious.
Ow!
But at least neither of you are currently
I get
bleeding out.
distracted and daydream for like an hour, and this is what happens.
Well, you were able to blow open that tunnel ahead of you.
Quit whining, toes grow
Then my
back.
work here is done. As long as I blew something up, that's fine.
So,
I tend to do a lot of exploding when I'm not in the session. And when I'm in the session. And when we're not playing.
boom. Maybe not boom today, but boom tomorrow. Always boom.
Things are important.
So at any rate. So, right. That's where we are at the moment. The party is separated by several meters of rock.
And
Jocks has used up all his explosives.
I would like to say for the record that while I was controlling Jox in combat, I was not controlling Jox's explosive supply. Those were all
I've
plot
seen your
points.
dice.
As I said,
Don't look
yes.
at me, look at his. I'm not the one who rolled the dice that got us hurt.
At any rate, so yes, but yeah, Jox is out of explosives for plot reasons because
Because plot.
plot and yeah, I'm a game master and I'm a jerk. What do you expect?
After this, I expect an HMO.
Something might be arranged. So, right. So I believe the larger of the two parties was planning on going basically the only direction they could go.
Something to that effect.
Since, the
Well-
hallway on the other side is kind of, collapsed in also.
Yay!
What's I gonna need to be right back?
Okay.
Oh, that's not where I thought it was. Okay.
So we want to go like back and forth on this. Then?
We're gonna alternate back and forth, yes. Because, yeah.
There we are.
Makes it easier.
Yes.
All
So
involved.
we will start with focus on the larger of the two parties, since Skitch had to step away for a second.
That's helpful in making decisions.
It is, actually.
All right. Well, we've got one choice to go. We will go that way.
Yep. Yes,
Come here,
Jas-
twins.
Simple logical steps.
Yes. Jasper
will
basically
live-
says, yeah, I think this might lead, hopefully this leads somewhere useful. Hopefully. Oh, God. All right. So you continue down
Worst case scenario, you can eat bugs.
Yeah, that the worst case scenario, yeah. Or is that best case scenario for you?
Or, we all die. Which is definitely a worst case scenario.
That yeah. Hang on. Need to increase the thickness of that line. There we go. Old D&D map terminology for the tunnel
There's-
continues for a long time, and I don't want to draw the whole thing how long it goes.
Gotcha.
So there's a break. So it's like yes. Ah, damn it.
Careful, guys. Things are perforated here.
So yes, you walk on for what honestly feels like many hours. I've not drawn is sort of the ways in which the tunnel sort of snakes back and forth, and as such. You eventually get to a part of the tunnel which actually starts sloping upwards.
Up is good. Fuck your tunnels.
Yes.
I've had enough of your goddamn tunnels.
Yes, and as you walk along, it's dark. The wall, the ceiling and the walls make sort of every now and then make sort of creaking, groaning noises because of course they do. And every now and then you feel sort of aftershock tremors of the floor shaking and such. Dust occasionally falls on your head.
Every once in a while, I'll check everyone's bandages, make sure they're not bleeding out or continuing to die.
Nope, you have stable with you between sort of colto patches and such. You've got everyone stabilized.
Okay.
Barely.
Yes, well you're not bleeding anymore.
I'm at 33. I'm at 33 damage. I may as well be.
Yes. If you're hit again, the colto patches might pop off and the wounds would reopen. But hey.
If I got hit again, I think that'd be the least of my worries.
That'd be the description of exactly what's going wrong and why you're dying again. But yes, as I said, you're into the part where it starts sloping upwards again, and eventually you sort of pass through an area where it's again. This is you've been going uphill for a little while. Let's see. Let's get this there. Eventually, you come through the wall, come through the tunnel, and out into what looks like an actual constructed sort of, and you've been walking uphill for a good long while at this point.
Right.
You walk up sort of into, you see up ahead of you what, if you sort of shine the lights that you have out ahead, you see what looks like an actual constructed stone hallway ahead of you.
That's a good sign.
Yes, we get off the back roads.
Maybe we can find a McDonald's.
There's a phase worse than death.
Oh, I don't see any yellow M's.
We can't go to Wendy's. The girl will make fun of me.
All right, and I forgot to draw I goofed the hallway ahead a bit. Give me 1 second to fix that.
No one knew.
Ah. God damn it. There we go.
There. We now have a sponsorship.
Oh, dear Lord.
McMurtry's.
We are not sponsored by them. We couldn't. And I don't want to get sued.
Oh,
That's a good
there's two here. Okay, hold on.
I'm not done yet. I'm fixing my error. I looked at my map and wait, this is wrong. But yes, you see, and off the eraser. There we go. Yes, there are hallways sort of going down that way. I'm actually going to draw in the rest of the thing because, you're going to explore it. Oh, hang on, actually. There we go. And, oh, Frel. I have to do some more racing here. Good enough. Realize I have to zoom out a bit and then do this.
Okay, we have someplace to sacrifice our wounded.
Yep.
You are not playing Spelunky.
I mean,
Probably for the best.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, never mind. It's a giant well of blood. That means we have someplace we can heal our wounded. You guys like blood, right? And you're full of it, so.
Tweaver, so's Vorkos. Damn it, I screwed that up. I hit the wrong button. Not going to spend time trying to get those rectangles perfect. It's good enough. So as you wander in a bit, and eventually you sort of wander through some things, and you're in a large room. This place is actually... It's very clear that the ceiling's got cracks in it and such. You're still underground. And there's a lot of stuff that's broken and such. It looks like something bad happened here at some point. It's possible that maybe there's orbital strikes from up above somewhere or something like that. Who knows? But it's
just
surprisingly
minor
intact. The four gray sort of rectangles along the walls are... Honestly, they look like really old, ancient, but completely alien sort of... At a guess, they look kind of like computer banks.
Okay.
But, you don't recognize... None of you recognize the tech. And they're very clearly old. I mean, they're, covered in dust.
Yeah, this is the party with the computer hacker and the mechanic, and we don't recognize the tech.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, no.
Well, the computer person is currently sort of phasing in and out of consciousness, or just unconscious at this point. And in the middle of the room is a large circular plinth with a sort of what floating over it is a sort of staticky red orb sort of floating there that looks vaguely holographic. Across the room is you can see a passageway up ahead, but covering the passageway is sort of a flickering yellowish, what looks like a force field, honestly.
I pick up a rock and I throw it at the force field.
Psst, thunk. Makes a little buzzing noise and the rock falls to the ground.
Glad I didn't try that at the twins' body. So.
I am not aerodynamic.
All right, let's explore our sphere here. Is that the hollow sphere? Is that a globe or a map or something? Or is it just a sphere?
It looks like a glowing blank holographic sphere. It could be. Maybe it becomes a globe, or maybe who knows. Currently, it just seems to be sitting there, and you do hear a faint humming noise from the pedestal.
All right. This is not my forte. Looking at the pedestal, is there anything, an interface or any markings or anything?
Nothing. Well, it's covered in debris and detritus. If you brush stuff off, you can eventually see what look like sort of maybe controls and such.
Right.
It's like, well, there's a ton of crap on top of here. Brush, brush, brush. Those are probably controls.
But they're not labeled.
Not in any script you recognize.
Boo.
Oh, we do have an archaeologist with us.
Yeah, he's looking at it and he's baffled by them too.
Oh.
Also, he's a quote archaeologist.
Yeah.
There's my idea for the night.
Yeah, he looks at him and he's like, okay, this is not basic. Or any version of basic I've ever seen.
No,
by
it's
the way,
Q
there are piles of like rubble and stuff, and If you guys want to take a better look around, you're of course welcome to give me perception checks or whatever to look around.
If buried under rubble, then suffocate and die.
Fairly
no,
accurate.
that's fine.
Well,
Sorry, I was trying to do things on twins and not myself.
Oh.
how thoroughly average have you, Gav?
Detective train.
Woo woo!
All right. All right. So you're poking around the room looking for stuff. Anybody else? Oh, I guess I should make one for the archaeologist dude.
Yeah, I'm guessing he gets to use archaeology here.
Yeah, I'm going to give him his info archaeology roll. Yes, you are correct, Eric. All right. I think that's right.
All right, so between the two of us, we now know exactly how to power up the super weapon to destroy mankind.
Sure, that's one way it could go. Sure. Well, he basically spends time sort of looking at stuff and sort of looking at the controls and sort of you see him pull out a notebook and start jotting down the characters he's seeing.
Right. Well, I'm looking for any kind of pattern in like wear or symbols on the console that could give me an indication as to what's going on and what I can do.
Right. And Gav, you're sort of poking about, and amidst some of the piles of rubble, you can see the remains of some very, very old droids that were crushed under rubble.
Ooh.
And a style of droid you've not really seen before. Actually, let me give you I think I can get an image of one here. I've used the image before, but this is actually a thoroughly appropriate image for it and what it looks like canonically.
It's a question mark.
It'll be showing up in a second.
Oh, okay. So
It's a
probe
virus.
droid that didn't learn to fly.
Now you can mouse over it and see a bigger picture of it. And
Yeah.
so it's got just a little spider legs, sort of a conical torso.
That
Actually,
looks
it's
like a
almost
laser
spindle-like.
Yeah.
You can find the bits and pieces of a bunch of them in here. They are horribly battered and broken, and are not. And to your expert opinion, Gav, well, you can give me a fix-it roll if you'd like, but I can tell you not.
Yeah, well, considering they're probably fucking eons old as well.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. They're kind of rusty. Yeah, you don't have. You look at me like, yeah, I know how to fix droids. No, just no.
Yeah, I can put these parts together as much as you like, but they're not going to work.
You're not even sure you could even get it back together fully, actually intact. Not without extra spares and a lot of welding. A lot of welding. All right. Well,
Actually, Jocks, do you think you can short the force field emitters?
I could try to do that.
all right, Jocks, you can go over there and fiddle with it in a bit. I'll ask you for a sabotage roll in a bit.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Gav, remember you have 2 points of impairment currently, so you're at -2 to any of your rolls. It'll be over by the doorway where the emitters are.
Oh. What, over here?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, Eric, you and Jaspar fiddle with. Basically, keep comparing notes as to what you're figuring out.
Right.
Fortunately for you, Gaspar actually has a very useful skill for this. You'll have to give me a knit roll as a sort of a complimentary roll. Jasper actually knows cryptography.
Ah. Hey, 7. I wasn't completely retarded, just mostly.
He's decent at it. Good roll, too. All right, between the two of you, you're able to puzzle out some stuff and are able to figure out where the on switch for the control area you've cleared off is.
Okay.
Like, that is the turn on the terminal button. Either that or it's the self-destruct the facility button, but I'm pretty sure it's turn the terminal on.
Well, if it turns out to be self-destruct, we won't ever find out. Because we'll be dead.
How lucky are you feeling, Vorkos? Oh, sorry, no, Sisk, that's what you were called.
Yeah.
How lucky are you feeling, Sisk?
Given the situation, not at all, but I don't see a lot of options here.
Yeah. Click. The terminal lights up. There's a bunch of text on it that you eventually puzzle your way through. And there's actually a bit of it that looks like it's actually the terminal basically sort of activates, it runs through, text flies by, and it starts actually translating the text you see there into BASIC.
Oh, excellent.
Very old BASIC.
Basic.
And
It says 10 print. Would you like to play a game? Go to 20.
Global thermonuclear war. How about a nice game of chess?
Thus, the Jedi dideth play the game, and thermonuclear detonation didst rain fire upon stuff. I said it was basic, really old basic.
It is really old BASIC. So it's constructed a little bit odd, but the thing it does, you're able to puzzle out that it says something to the effect of has the member of apparently the member of the member of a slave species has returned. Identification Revan sort of question mark.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, apparently some dude named Revan was here at some point. Or, I don't know, that's what it seems to be implying. This is Jasper talking, obviously. Wonder if we can get what his last commands were that he typed in.
Yeah, let's see what those are.
So you guys work on the keyboard for a bit longer. And you're able to... it's very clear he was accessing some map data of some sort. Star map data.
Okay.
Would you like to call the star map data back up?
Yes.
All right. Loading star map. The orb above the plinth sort of shimmers in phase, and you see your error, data files corrupted, corrupted files, error. But the orb does light up, and you see what looks like a partial star map.
Click. I'm totally taking pictures of this.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Is there a way we can download this?
Jaspar looks at the thing. He's like, not sure. I mean, I think that's a data crystal port, but it doesn't look like any of the data crystals I'm used to seeing. Like, it doesn't. I'm not sure if it will fit any of the ones I have.
Fortunately, our Twi'lek friend is still out cold. She's better at this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, he
I mean, I
basically...
could.
Yeah.
No, it's better that she sleeps.
All right. Well, she kind of got hit hard there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm amazed that you two are still standing.
Yeah, they didn't hit me nearly as hard as you guys got it, though.
Fair point. And you're wearing armor.
Well, you said they were
So
giant.
by default, I'm more impressive. Ow.
You did take quite a licking there, Gav. And you're still technically ticking.
Only technically.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm not really very good at this whole. I'm not really good at jury rigging this sort of stuff. All right, Gav, you've been poking around for all. You can give me a sabotage roll. Remember, you're at -2 though because you're impaired. But you are so good at sabotage that even in your badly injured and like concussed state, you're like, yeah, I think I can yeah, all right. Pride.
I'm good at breaking things.
You are very good at breaking things. Basically, you eventually figure out how to, break off sort of an access panel on the force field emitter. You're able to find the purple 2 wires, and cut them and cause a short, and the force field does drop.
Right.
It sounds like search.
And thus the Great Plague was released upon the world.
My sense of humor isn't that bad.
By the way, as you're doing that, the computer's still going on about error, data corrupted, and the map is eventually replaced by sort of a holographic rendering of some alien that none of you have seen before, though it's hard to tell exactly what it looks like.
Click.
Yeah, let me give you. I will give you an image of what it looks like. That's actually pretty good. Hopefully, it'll actually resolve itself. It doesn't look like it wants to. Fine. Oh, I know why I didn't want to. I'm an idiot. There we go.
Oh, these assholes. Okay.
I'm going to increase the size a little bit so it's visible too. And actually, again, we'll...
Oh, hello.
So yes, it's speaking in it occasionally, it's staticky and fuzzy and warps, and it's hard to make out exactly what it is. And it's speaking in a language you don't recognize. But every now and then it switches. Eventually it switches over to badly static and broken basic. And it says things about things along the lines of being forced to resort to speaking in the slave languages and etc. And it says something to the effect of infinite. It says it basically you think it says something to the effect of infinite empire. But it's hard to make out anything it's saying because it's, the data's corrupted and it's badly damaged. It's almost like the databanks here took a lot of damage because there was maybe, I don't know, some sort of orbital strike that happened. The fact that it's as functional as it is kind of astonishing.
Yeah, it's tough.
And it eventually says something to the effect of, it's sort of, You hear the name Revan, and eventually you hear something about Starforge and location, and then it fritzes out, and the entire plinth goes dark in a cascade of sparks and such.
So does any of that mean anything to anyone?
It means something to us, but not to our archaeologist friend, which we're not going to let him know about.
No, that's why I say it out loud, because we're playing along.
Yes, Jasper's like, I don't recognize the term infinite empire or anything like that. I've never seen that species before. I mean, it did say something along the lines of slave languages, which is something the terminal said also at some point. So The two are linked, I guess.
Huh. Well, it's all Huddies to me, which I actually do speak, so maybe that's a wrong thing to use. It's all I'd speak Sherwook too.
Well,
It's all Jawa to me.
All right. At this point, I'm going to cut over to the other group, assuming Skitch is back.
Oh, I'm here.
I know. You mentioned you're stepping away for a little bit. And
Yeah.
there's a good chance to go to that group. All right, so we're going to cut over to the other group after that little revelation. So we're back over to you guys, about the same time they left. And Dexon's like, well, I guess our only real bet is to move the other direction and hope to God we can find some sort of route back up.
Like Io sort of has set a little bit down here anyway to start scouting ahead a little bit.
Right.
I'm just gonna throw a quick perception out there just to see
Mm-hmm.
if I notice anything else. I'm going to assume no, but you never know.
Right.
Crazy things have happened. Not 4-7. There you go. No, I don't notice anything.
Nope, not much of anything of note.
Nah, man.
All right.
Jith is going to go digging into her pack, and she's going to toss a spare communicator to Dexon.
That'll be helpful.
And we're stuck together. We're going to be stuck together for the time being.
Be helpful to be able to talk to each other in case we have to split up for anything or anything like that. Makes sense. Or if we get cut off from each other again. Makes a lot of sense.
How light on your feet can you be?
I'm more nimble than I look. But, I'm a big dude.
I'm getting the impression that these insect things might sense us from the sounds that we make. So if we can walk quietly, maybe we can escape their notice.
All right.
Hopefully.
I can try to...
Rhythm you want to affect the worm.
It's not a... Honestly, that's not a... He actually pauses and says...
Walk without rhythm.
Yeah. Well, if we try to move in such a way that, our footsteps aren't like in regular patterns, maybe it'll sound like, rock settling and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe attract a little bit less attention. It'll get tiring, though. I mean, for us two. Imagine your droid here will be able to keep it up for a while.
No, it's not like we have much of a choice.
I looked ahead from where we are, and there doesn't seem to be too much activity down that way, so...
Alright, I'm actually going to reconnect the map here. Give me 1 second. Finish the map on this end up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So... Alright, that's the wrong one. I want that one. So, I can use from here... Oh, hang on. That is incorrect. There we go. That's how you do that. Damn it. Nope. Close enough. That's actually wrong. I drew my map I got the passageway slightly off on this, but whatever. There, that's roughly correct. So yes, you guys, one thing you will notice when you get into over here, So when you get into this room in here, you notice that there are a couple of actual sort of already existing sort of Lygrek sort of burrow holes in the ground. And if you sort of poke your head down into one of them,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that it does lead. Like you can sort of see if you poke your head down with some light, you notice it sort of goes back this way and continues on over that way, sort of off to the southwest, and also goes this way, but it seems to be sloping uphill if it goes that way. Pretty steep.
Yeah,
It's a pretty,
really,
it's, a
that's
pretty,
different-
it's a pretty steep uphill climb if it's when it's going to the northeast.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that about matches what it sounded like they were coming from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could keep poking around here, see if we can find any other way out, but
Well, we're gonna have to find one eventually.
do you think do we want to risk trying to go up that tunnel? It's going uphill. Maybe it'll lead back up into the next floor up in the Enclave.
Well, in order to get this far into the caves, we had to go downhill to some amount, so going back uphill seemed to be an inevitability.
So you disconnected this. We haven't actually seen what's inside of it yet. Down to the south.
If you poke around, you notice that it loops back around.
All right. Nothing
No,
terribly exceptional in that area.
Well, hang on, there are another couple of burrow holes in there, and a bunch of wrecked sort of stuff, and again wrecked tables and things and such, and computers and the like. If you poke around a fair bit, do you actually sort of search rooms carefully while you're in there at all?
Well, I mean, we might as well. We've got to find an exit. So.
Fair enough. Then you should give me perception checks, or if you have detective, you can give me that.
8.
Okay. No, you can give me one also if you'd like. Perception.
Perception?
Yes.
No, I'll do it. 8.
All right. Which of you two has the higher fortune stat?
I have 3.
So do I.
Both of you make a fortune roll.
Oh.
Actually, no. I'm just gonna arbitrarily decide. Jith.
Oh.
Scrounging around, you find an old data crystal. Actually, that's still in.
Okay, I rolled a -1 on my fortune roll, so.
There we go.
Ooh.
Because I didn't roll the fortune die, I just rolled the fortune as a
Right.
stat.
That was what I was going to ask for, but the moot point. So yes, Jeth, you sort of you actually, as you're sort of scrummaging around, you actually find an intact data crystal. Old.
She'll
but-
shrug and pocket it.
Okay. That's about the only thing of note that you find searching through the rooms, other than the tunnels.
It's not like we can read it while we're down here. So
Right. Let me actually do a quick little bit of sketching here. The dotted lines are basically what I'm going to draw are dotted lines. It's the tunnels that the burrows connect to, and where they go to, and that's underneath the sort of underneath things. So. If you were to explore down there, that's what you'd see. But actually, hang on. It's actually that continues along this way here, unsurprisingly. Oh yeah, and that one goes off.
So as far as we can tell, we've been to all the places the tunnels connect to, except off to the northeast.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically these tunnels all connect the. Oh, actually, no, that's not entirely accurate.
Okay.
I'm wrong. That goes off to the south also.
So the one going to the northeast is going down. Is going uphill.
And the one going to the south, the one going to the south there is going downhill, actually.
Into the depths.
Yes. I would make a joke about hearing faint drum noises from down that way, but that's a little bit on the nose.
No, we just hear a bucket being dropped down.
Full of a
Fool of a took.
Or alternately,
Well, Dexton's like, well, I think our best bet is to take the northeast passageway and go uphill. Not sure we'll find much else in any of the other directions.
You're probably right. Intermittently, while we're exploring around, Jith is going to be switching channels on the comm, trying to reach Vorkos, and of course getting static back.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll find thinner walls somewhere, but
All right. So I take it you head up?
yeah, it looks like we don't really have much of a choice
All
at
right.
this point. I mean,
So-
we do have a choice, but it doesn't seem like the other one is a very smart choice.
I suppose it could be smart. It could be stupider.
The only other option that really we have is to climb back up the way we came, and I think we've established that that's too steep to be feasible at all.
Yeah.
So
You don't really, yeah. Well, the problem is you don't, like, have a sort of anchor points to get up there is the problem.
right, and it's just a steep wall as opposed to at least having an incline.
Yep. All right, so you guys go up that passageway. What I need from... Nick, what I need from you...
Okay,
I need a Constitution roll.
gotcha.
Io doesn't have to make this because Io is a droid.
That's pretty decent.
Technically... Yeah, that's actually a pretty good roll. You were getting tired, but, you know... Yes. This is walking uphill while trying to maintain a sort of arrhythmic walking pattern.
Right.
This is what let's call hard and tiring. I will make one for Dexon also. All right, yeah, Dexon's okay. Well, Dexon also rolls reasonably well. Mostly due to the fact that his constitution is kind of ridiculous.
I see that. Yes.
It's his best stat. So yes, after probably about 2 hours of hiking uphill, it's not that you're covering a ton of distance; it's that it's a fairly steep incline, and you're, you know, again, moving without rhythm, as it were, so as not to track the bugs.
Yeah. I mean, we can go with this, or we could have gone with the other path, but
Yeah. Well done, Nick.
boy.
It sort of loops back around a bit, and eventually, this is all uphill, and it eventually comes up to. Actually, I'm not going to bother. It's no longer dotted lines from this point because it's going uphill. It comes up into sort of a hole in the floor, into a more regular room. There's a door over here. On the next floor up. Which is encouraging.
Well, we
But,
made it somewhere.
Yes. But yes, you've been going for several hours. You've been down here for quite a while. And honestly, you and Dexon are both kind of exhausted. Dexon's like, I think we should probably take a bit of a rest.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
All right.
You talked me into it.
All right. Let's sit down here. Whew. He rummages around, pulls out a sort of a protein bar type thing, and tosses one to you.
Thanks.
That was not easy.
Hmm.
He pulls out a little sort of one of those little sort of camp light things and sort of sets it up.
Just is going to try and look around the room as they get more illumination.
Honestly, it's actually in surprisingly decent shape. There's a fair bit of detritus things have fallen, but the impression you get is it looks sort of like, honestly, your first sort of impression is it's sort of a
Whoa.
Eric.
Sorry, what happened?
Your headset was making lots of noise there.
I'm sorry, I must have hit something. Is
Yeah.
it done?
It's done now. Yes.
It's over.
Okay. I must have hit something weird. Sorry.
I think you guys might have accidentally brushed hit your mic or something like that.
Ah.
I was just like, what was that? So yes,
Yeah, that was kind of my response as well.
At any rate, so it's honestly it's a fairly Spartan room, but it's sort of got things laid out. At a guess, maybe a meditation room or something like that. Knowing the tales you've heard of the Jedi, it's exactly the sort of thing they probably would have had.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a temple, so.
Just let me move you guys actually into the room. Think about it.
On the bright side, it looks like this part of the temple is pretty stable.
Yeah. Whew. All right, before we keep moving, I think we're at a point where we'll be attracting less attention from the bugs, but we should probably take a little time to sort of just wind down, catch our breaths, rest up a bit before we move on. This place, it's still, it's more stable, but this place got hit by orbital bombardment at some point. It's not entirely stable, as we saw downstairs. And who knows what we're going to see ahead. We probably be as fresh as we can be before we move on.
Well, Jith is still kind of beaten up at this point, so she's going to agree with that.
All right. That said, I don't...
Not as beaten up as Io, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Io is still at 24 damage, and he can't get repaired.
Yeah.
All right. I say we take a little bit of time.
Just can do repairs on Io.
Well, he's had repairs done. The temporary
Right.
repairs he can have done for the moment. He needs a workshop.
Right.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. We take a short rest, maybe catch like a quick cat nap or something like that. But we split it up into shifts. Your droid, I think if the droid can help out by keeping an eye out on both shifts, that way just one of us is down at a time, and we have at least two pairs of eyes keeping an eye on things.
Think you can handle that? She's looking at Io.
Even in my current condition, that should be feasible.
All right. Oh, why don't you take the first shift, Jith?
He doesn't know our names.
Sorry, I forget what name he was. I'm just going with the. I don't.
At
remember
this
what,
At this point, I think in the chaos that we've probably actually used each other's real names a few times. So
Probably. Fair.
What were you calling yourself, Nick? Do you remember?
I was calling myself Kira
All right. So he actually says Kira.
because all of them were DS9 references.
I remember that. I just couldn't remember which one you used.
Io is Quark.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what is it?
You guys all got DS9 references except for me.
No, you were.
You got
Sisk.
Sisk after Cisco.
Ah, you're right. Okay.
Twins was Jedzia and Jax.
I was Bashir.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Kira, why don't you? If you don't mind taking the first watch, I'll catch a little bit of shut eye, and then I'll take the second watch.
All right.
With that, he sort of lays his pack out behind him and sort of lies back on it and tries to doze off, and does so actually pretty quickly.
If you're tired enough, you'll.
Well, he's also got that sort of knack a lot of soldiers do, basically, to take a power nap whenever they need to. You notice he actually dozes off pretty quickly.
Elizabeth will pass the time by, tinkering with her tools, trying to make sure that they're in working order while she's got the time and stuff. Pull out the communicator every couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Fiddle with the settings.
All right, you guys. If you guys want to, if there's anything you guys want to say to each other during this period, it's a good time to chat. But if not, I can skip forward to the bit where the ship changes.
I mean, there might be some small talk, but nothing terribly about just wondering about the others in some capacity or otherwise. But nothing too elaborate one way or another with that.
Fair enough. All right. In that case, it is, after about an hour or so,
Mm-hmm.
Dexon wakes up. He says, "Oh, okay. I'm feeling a lot better. I needed that. Jith, why don't you catch a few winks? You want me to wake you up after about an hour or a little bit longer?"
Whatever. And she'll just kind of lean over and probably fall asleep pretty quickly, too.
Okay.
No protests.
Yep. So yes, Dexon and Io sort of keep an eye on things for a little while. After about 20 minutes or so, Io, you notice Jackson sort of looks up and sort of, looks down this passageway, and then he sort of turns and sort of cocks his head to the side, puts his head up next to one of his ears, and sort of peering off that way. Yo, Quark, was it?
Yes, that is my name.
Did you hear that from down that way?
No, I did not hear that.
Blast. Could have sworn I heard something. Maybe footsteps or something down the hallway that way. Oh, it's bloody dark down there. Do you have do your optical sensors have infrared or anything like that?
I host a certifiable bevy of sensor augmentations that allow me to do my tasks efficiently.
Great. Would you be willing to go down that way and take a look-see carefully? I mean, I can't see in the dark, and bringing a light source might attract attention.
That way I can murder Jith in the dark.
I was going to look to Jith for a moment, and then looks at Dexon, and simply says, "I shall be." I shall be back promptly.
Great.
I'll
keep an eye on the tunnel here to make sure nothing comes up behind us.
I'm trying to think what I would say this. I want him to say something that's effectively both feigning trust, but also smeared with condescension towards this guy. Or suggesting we take naps in the first place, but Eden heads off towards this way for
Okay.
a moment.
All right, you go down the passageway for a while.
All right. I probably don't notice anything. I'm going to guess.
You actually just see passageways going up and ahead, and you don't hear anything. Don't see much signs of anything. The terrain ahead is difficult. There's a lot of rock falls and such, but it looks reasonably stable up here. What he heard might have been, like rocks falling or anything like that. Maybe like maybe a few smaller rocks falling or something like that. But you see no signs of anything like walking around or anything like that.
I was going to try to basically give it like 1 to 2 minutes at most, more or less, and then start heading back.
Right. By the way, Jith, would you give me a perception check also? It's going to be a very difficult one since you're asleep.
Yeah, sure. I blew my good one earlier, so yeah.
Nope, you sleep fairly soundly.
So I also don't hear the bugs eating us.
No, you do not hear the bugs eating you.
You sleep straight through the knife.
Fortunately, no bugs are eating you. All right, Io, when you get back, you notice that Dexon is sitting there, comfortably, his blaster shotgun thing across his lap, comfortably, one hand on it. Actually, no, sorry, I'm forgetting. No, he does not have his blaster is sort of across his lap. He doesn't have his hands on it. He's holding something in his right hand and a cylinder in his left hand. And he's smiling at you in a fairly
Nefarious.
Nefarious is a little nefarious, sort of combination of nefarious, sly, and bit of a cruel twist to his mouth. Sort of a cruel smirk. So I take it you found nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've found simply as much as what I'm looking at currently.
Indeed. He sort of gestures over towards Jith. He gestures with his right hand over towards Jith. And you sort of, as he does so, you can see what. Give me a perception check, Sketch.
6.
That's plenty good enough. What it is very clearly
You see the thing he's pointing out to you.
Well, combination. You notice that there's some sort of cord around Jith's neck that he's pointing at, and the thing he's holding in his hand is very clearly a detonator, a remote detonator.
Oh, that dick! That's beautiful.
So, Quark, I believe you said your name. I believe is what she referred to you as. It's very rare that you see a protocol droid that is kitted out for combat the way you are.
It's also rare for an archaeologist to be equipped with a blaster and a detonator with some det cord alongside it.
Well spotted. I'm not an archaeologist. I've never said I was. I'm a mercenary, bodyguard, bounty hunter. The only protocol droids I'm at all aware of that are equipped with things like you tend to be attached to Imperial intelligence. And I remember somewhere along the way something on the bounty boards about the Imperials looking for a lost protocol droid of some sort. That got me thinking. It's a pretty sizable bounty. And you might actually fit the bill.
I would be curious, as I am clearly not a lost protocol droid. That would imply that I don't know where I am or what I'm supposed to be doing.
Har, har, har. So, by the way, Jith, you're waking up about this point. Mostly because you feel something sort of uncomfortably tight around your neck as you're sort of tossing and turning. So you're sort of, as you're waking up, you're hearing the end of this exchange. So I'll tell you what. Make a very simple deal with you, droid. What I got here in my left hand is restraining bolt. Now, I'd like to collect the bounty on you. Be nice and simple, or at least find some way to make a useful buck or two off you. If you're willing to let me attach this here restraining bolt to you, and I noticed that you had one at one point. I think you might still have it, but I'm guessing it's probably either a fake or I probably can't control you with my actual restraining bolt control that I got in my pack there with it. So I'd want to replace whichever fake or if it is real with my own. And in exchange, I won't push the trigger on this on the push the trigger on the detonator for the det cord on her. I promise. Once we get to the surface, you come with me. I let her go. Simple as that. Morning, sunshine. He says, looking over at you, looking over at Jith, grinning.
Io crosses his. Io sort of just crosses his arms a little bit, and then and states, "Well, the removal of my current restraining bolt is something that would have to be ordained by my current master, as it were."
Sure.
And then I'm just going to roll deception on that.
Sure. Go for it.
Without deception, deceit.
Yep, that's fine.
With a 15 on that. 12. Yeah. Geez, I've been rolling almost all negatives again.
Well, assuming that it's a real one, that would make a certain amount of sense. How's about it, sunshine?
However, I don't think that either of us are in a position where we're going to be willing to leave these mines until our other compatriots are secured and safe.
Well, I mean, we have no way of communicating with them, and no way of getting to them until we get to the surface, anyways. So,
why would it require us to go to the surface to get to them?
I have no
They're
idea.
still inside of the caves.
Potentially,
Maybe.
but really, that's not really my concern now, is it? I'm fairly certain they'll find their way out.
I'm fairly certain you aren't really aware of who you're dealing with here, but that's neither here nor there.
No, but you clearly have either that is a real restraining bolt and you can't betray her, or it's a fake and you're following her because you choose to. Either way, I figured this detonator gives me a fair bit of leverage in the situation.
I mean, as Jith said, anything yet, or?
It's up to Jith. I mean, she's awake at this point.
Yeah.
You've got some fucked priorities.
Possibly.
Are you seriously trying to turn a profit by betraying the two people who are possibly going to protect you if any more of those monsters come along?
It's the only opportunity I got to turn an actual buck on this whole disaster. And I'm not gonna be able to. This is the only opportunity I was gonna have to do this. So,
If either of us were to perish, you'd have a very stark disadvantage if there was other offenders on the way up.
I have a feeling they're not. Call it a hunch. But you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to call my bluff, if it is a bluff.
Question: what type of build? What type of body shape does Dexon have?
He is a very large and very muscular man. If you mouse over him, that's actually pretty accurate.
Yeah.
He's barrel-chested.
Yes, he's barrel-chested. He's also quite tall, and he's probably about I'd say he's probably about 6'4", 6'5", and very broad-shouldered and barrel-chested. Very muscular. And he's got a few scars here and there. He's clearly seen his share of scraps. I'm fairly confident I can make my way out of here on my own if need be.
This is a very interesting way to repay people who have otherwise saved your life as well. So,
Well, I saved your lives a few times too, so
thought to save my life since I don't really have one.
yeah, that's a fair point. But you're worth much more to me intact than you are in pieces.
Jith is testing the collar that she's been fitted with.
It's pretty tight. Basically, it's a string of det cord around your neck that sort of is latched into a detonator that's sort of locking it on your neck. It's tight enough that it's really uncomfortable, but you can still breathe. It's just tight enough that you're always aware that you're wearing it. It's around your neck.
So that bounty you talked about, approximately how much is it?
It's a fair bit. It's I forget exactly how much I decided it was for you, honestly.
Yeah.
Last I checked, is at 50,000 credits.
How much? I guess a loose idea is like how much money? How many credits can IO access at once without drawing too much
You
attention?
could probably get 50,000 if you really wanted to. It'd be tricky to do it without attracting attention to get that much all at once.
Maybe draw it from a few different sources. And
It would take you time to get that much, but you could do it.
Right.
I mean, again, your character is rich, so yes,
Yeah.
you can get that if you need to. It's just the nature of your funding would make it a little tricky, time-consuming, I should say.
Like okay. Sure. Well, I can at least state that there are other ways to acquire that many credits without resorting to any life-threatening situations like interacting with the Empire.
But you see, I'm a bounty hunter, and if I bring in a bounty head like you, assuming that you are what I think you are, that's a good bit of rep for me as a bounty hunter. And the imps do like their bounty hunters who do good work for them.
And they don't like their bounty hunters who bring in incorrect bounties.
True. But I have a feeling even if you're not the one I think you are, they'd be very interested to find a combat-capable protocol droid. That'd be worth a fair bit on its own, even if you aren't the one that they're looking for. I'm sure they could think of all sorts of creative uses for a droid like that. So again,
Does Jith interject with anything further at this point, or?
I'm not going to tell you to put it on.
How can I know for certain that you won't simply kill her once I have your restraining bolt placed in me?
he cocks his head to one side. Technically speaking, you don't.
So this makes
but I will point out that look, honestly, once you have the bolt on you, yes, you wouldn't be able to. If I were to kill her, you wouldn't be able to resist. That said, honestly,
I will not.
Honestly, let me finish, please. Honestly, it would. I think it would be sort of, worse for my rep if I were to just, kill her off like that.
And how's anyone supposed to know if you killed her off if I was under the restraining bolt? It seems like it'd be a flawless crime if you went down that way.
Yeah, but someone would eventually find her body and be able to piece together what happened.
Jith is kind of
Also-
silently thinking. Jith
also-
is silently thinking while Io is talking with him. So.
This is mostly Io's plan. Is to stall.
Yeah,
to
I think
give Jith
I
time.
kind of gathered. Also,
Yeah.
honestly, we fought alongside each other. I'd rather not blow her head off.
So you're asking me to forego any the autonomy that I'm granted on the hope that you don't betray us even further and kill her in a way where I couldn't protect her or even retaliate in any way.
True. All you've got's my word, and honestly,
And how am I supposed to trust your word when I can't even trust your ears?
look, I'll put it to you
Here's
this
what
way.
I would propose. I would say that restraining bolt would only go on me only and only after we reach the surface there.
See,
You still have enough leverage where if I do anything out of line, you can kill her, which is something I do not desire. And at the same time, this would ensure that if anything were to happen, I would still be able to protect you, thereby allowing you a better chance to turn me in later on for the bounty.
Yeah, but that'd be in a situation where he's got less leverage on us. See, he's got us in a tight quarters where we don't really have any other options but to take the chance or leave it. If we wait until we head up to the surface, there's a possibility that we'll meet up with our group again, and he won't have the drop on us.
And if we run into our group while I'm under control, that would create a very curious situation.
Mm-hmm.
true. I'm willing to chance it, though. Tell you what, I'll give you a couple minutes to think about it further. Say, you got about 5 minutes to decide what you want. After that, I'm pushing the button.
I was just going to pause for a moment and then look over to Jith again to kind of gauge her sort of reaction to the situation here.
Jith is, now that she's collected herself and she's had some time to think, she looks calm. And she kind of tries to send a reassuring look at Io.
What is it?
She tries to send a reassuring look to Io.
Io will then nod, look to Dexon, and says, if it was the only way to assure her safety, I will comply with your request.
Right then.
And then tear his arm out of its socket.
That's what I would do.
Zerg rush.
All right. Jith, he looks over at you and he says, Kira, if you're so kind to deactivate the bolt on your droid there, and then I'll put mine on it at the same time, or right after. Shall we?
Yeah.
He gestures you forward.
Jith will, I guess, I'm assuming that there is just a tool to easily take off
Yep.
a restraining bolt.
Actually, he'll hand it to you. He'll hand you one.
Gotcha.
He has one.
Alright.
All right, so you guys are up by the droid.
Yeah. Why, this intrusion of privacy is very unwarranted, I would have to say.
Jith is going to lean in close to Io. She gets ready to take it off. She's going to whisper, "I'm sorry."
I promise this guy is just way too close for Io to say anything at this point. But Io just simply nods to Jith at this point, and she moves in.
Jith removes the bolt.
Yes.
All right. Dexon will affix his bolt onto Io. Fiddles with it a bit, and it is connected. It is attached and connected. Well then, shall we?
You're not gonna take this off me,
Not till we get to the surface.
you piece of shit. All right, fine. Let's get back to work then.
Indeed.
Out of curiosity, there's no way to quote resist it or anything. So,
Not at the moment, no, Skitch.
yeah. So,
We'll get to that. All right. We'll cut back to the other group.
yeah, I was just saying.
All right. You people have been moving down the hallway.
Right.
You find stairs back up. Word.
Mm-hmm.
You've been unconscious for a while.
Yep.
You're not. You are dreaming.
Dreaming terrible dreams.
Actually, yes.
I dream of Jeannie, the light brown hair.
Like we said, terrible dreams.
She won't stop bobbing her head.
What do you take me for?
And all of the wishes he granted are completely incompetent. At any rate, the first thing, Word, is your dreams are tinged with, just a sense of sort of palpable dread and just general malignity. Sort of similar to the feeling
I'm dreaming I'm back in the Sith temple.
like that, but arguably worse.
Oh, good.
The big thing is eventually you find you're dreaming of eventually it's sort of a lot of you find yourself wandering through sort of repeating sort of dark and foreboding and malign corridors of some place.
All right.
And eventually you come into a large sort of circular room, and standing in the middle of the room is a mirror.
Oh, good.
And you do see your reflection in the mirror, but there's just something fundamentally wrong with what you're seeing.
I would have many questions if I was looking into the mirror and seeing Vorkos.
Yes, that would be even more wrong.
That's right, twins. In reality, you are a Trandoshan.
How does that even work?
It doesn't because
Orally, it's dream logic.
Aha!
Yeah, no. You see a reflection of yourself, but it is dressed in darker colors, with a sort of malign sort of scowl and grimace of anger and pain on its face, on your face. And when you meet your own eyes, the scowl sort of briefly vanishes and is replaced with a savage grin. And your reflection steps out of the mirror, reaches for you, and you wake up screaming.
Whoa. Calm down. Put her down. Calm down. You're going to attract more bugs. Safe for now. Don't sweat it.
Oh, where am I?
Still underground. We've been looking for a way out.
By the way, you've gone up another floor at this point.
Okay.
How are we feeling, Jedzia?
What? Like,
You
out of
took a
character, I don't know what
pretty
you said.
Jedzia. The
Oh, right.
alias we gave
Okay.
you.
Okay, I got it.
That's okay. You're half conscious. It's in character.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
What?
with all the blood loss,
Right.
like
me,
half of my
that's
brain
name.
isn't working. Yeah, she's just gonna kind of like kind of respond with like an expression that looks basically like she's halfway to saying "huh," but doesn't say it.
Been up for a while. Here, eat this.
I feel like it. Yeah, I am hungry. How much blood did I lose? And she'll take and eat.
You think you can walk?
Well, all of my wounds are in my torso. Didn't get my legs, so I think I can manage, if barely.
Good, because my arms are tired.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Take a break. We'll get moving when you're ready.
She's gonna look around. Where are the others?
There was a cave-in after the fight. We got separated.
Oh, damn it.
Trying to find a way to the surface, because neither you nor Bashir are doing too well.
Well, what's our progress then?
Well, we're not sure how far we are down, but there's definitely airflow coming, so we're moving at least in what we hope is the right direction. We've also been moving up.
Well, that's better than going down.
More importantly, we're not going to suffocate.
I already feel like I'm suffocating. She'll stand. Well, lean on to wherever we're going, I guess.
All right, let's go. Vorkos is staying close because she still looks pretty unsteady and head woundy.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Told you, man. You should have just stuck her in your backpack.
I'd have to break her spine to get her in there. Which I guess we could have done, but then we have to get her robot legs. Those are expensive.
Twi'leks can heal that kind of stuff, right?
Jox, shut up.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
She's got a head wound. She's probably mixing you up with some guy back on that planet a while back.
Oh. This sounds awesome. That's a cool name.
How about a handsome guy's got that name?
All right.
And we go up.
We're going onward.
We endeavor to make progress.
Hi-ho.
Fool of a dog.
Looking around, I see the other person that's not part of the usual group.
Yeah, Mr. Kern.
Who just
Whoa.
left and rejoined?
Me.
No. I was thinking that may have been me.
Yeah, that's Dr. Kern. Is Doctor your title? I don't know.
Is Peter still here?
Muted.
There you are.
There you
I was
are.
wondering why there was no narration driving anything forward.
Yeah.
Right. So as I bumped my mic up for some reason. I don't know why.
To curse our names.
No, not at all. Oh, I know why. I was pouring myself something more to drink and didn't want the, clerking onto the screen there.
You're right.
Right. At any rate, so I have come up to a set of stairs that go up. And you come up the stairs, and you have to scramble over some collapsed rocks at the very end. But there's enough room for you guys to clamber through with some effort. Jocks and Twins, it's uncomfortable and a bit painful, but nothing like no reopened wounds or anything like that, as long as you take it slowly. And you're getting a very, as you're getting up this stairway, you're getting more and more sort of fresh air. And you come up into a room, and you can see the sky. It's dark.
Oh my God.
It's nighttime now, and you see the star. You can see the stars. And you're in sort of this ruined sort of built. You're in this sort of large set of overgrown ruins.
Well, I guess we're the first to arrive.
Indeed. As it were. You should all give me perception checks. Eric, you can use hair trigger neck hairs if you'd like.
Boop. Bop.
That's me. Oh, -2.
So
Twins
That's
separate
appropriate.
from a head wound.
Twins is no longer self-aware.
All right, Vorkos. You hear the sounds of a large number of people moving into the area from a distance. You first hear basically some people sort of sliding around in sort of the shadows amongst the ruins, but then you all hear these sounds of booted feet come marching in, and you see a large squad of Imperials, about half stormtroopers, the rest are sort of generic sort of security troops.
I was going to say, stormtroopers, good job if you can sneak around in any shadows.
They're not the ones who were sneaking.
Yeah.
No, those are the ones you heard the heavy footfalls that came marching up.
Yeah.
Do we have time to take cover before they come around the corner?
Sure, if you'd like. There's plenty of things to take cover behind, so sure.
Like, hide?
You can try. That said, there were people in the immediate area that were moving out of the shadows, so they know you're here.
Right, so they know we're here. Okay.
Ninja vanish.
But you do see some more sort of covert types moving out of the shadows and joining up with the stormtroopers.
God damn it. Okay.
I wonder if my deceit's high enough that I can just pull a Jedi mind trick without being a Jedi. I'm not here. Oh, okay. I'm a duck.
Anyways, you hear the sound of a bunch of blaster rifles being sort of readied and leveled.
Oh, that's a fun sound.
Yep. And there's a very smug-looking Imperial officer sort of standing sort of in the middle of them. I say, it looks
Do
like
they come in any other type?
Hmm?
Do they come in any other kind?
This one looks...
Imperial officers.
Gav, this one looks smug for an Imperial officer.
Oh, God. Okay, it's Goa.
I do say, it looks like our little bit of intelligence...
You guys better have some identification, because I'm not being tricked by bandits again.
I say, it looks like our reports were indeed correct. There were tomb robbers who went into the ruins without clearance.
Robbers? I was going to speak up and just, as belligerent as I can. Who the hell told you we were robbing anything?
I'm not even sure these are real imps. They haven't decided to show us any kind of identification.
Are you the ones that set those charges?
You're referring to the charges that you just set off.
We were looking around, all of a sudden we get buried in a goddamn rock slide.
Well, you weren't supposed to be in there. It is actually, according to Regulation 32-B, subparagraph 24, these ruins are currently off limits to anyone without proper clearance from Imperial headquarters, and I am certain you do not have said clearance.
Oh,
because...
thank the scorekeeper. Only imps are this officious. Listen, my two friends are heavily wounded. Can we get them to some sort of med bay?
The Imperial officer pauses, looks at you. Sure, we will have our doctors look over you in the holding cells.
Well, let's go. Come on. Where's your transport? Kira here has a head wound. I'm worried.
Very well. He gestures over to the noble troops. Get the transport.
Huge torso lacerations that came damn close to severing an artery. We got to get those stitched up with something better than a bacta patch.
Indeed. We will. It would be inappropriate for me to make sure that even prisoners do not get appropriate medical treatment.
Yeah, whatever. Come on, where's your transport? Let's go.
We're bringing.
I pick up twins. I start moving towards the.
Stand still. We will escort you when the transport gets here. Calm yourself.
Twins is going to look at the other person in our group that is not a player character.
Yep.
And is going to say, "I thought you had our authorization. Did the other guy have it?"
Oh, wow, way to throw the poor bastard in the bus.
I'm playing the long con here. Does the other guy have it? Referring to Dixon.
Technically speaking, we didn't actually have any authorization. Nobody's been going to these ruins for the past 3 years had any authorization. It strikes me a little odd that the Imperials decided to actually bother paying attention. That these fine, upstanding Imperial soldiers have decided to take actual official notice of people going to the ruins tonight of all nights. But far be it for me to decry the loyalty of such fine troops.
No, I'm serious. Who the hell put you up to this? The only reason we've been sat in that camp for the last 3 days. And the only reason we even came over here is because some snot-nosed kid said there was a group in trouble. We went over. Next thing we know, boom, rock slide. Somebody's giving you false information to get us off this claim.
I'm sure we can have all of this looked into very carefully once we have you back at headquarters. We can take you through processing, and we have a chance to look into things. But in the meantime, you are all under arrest.
Imperial processing, that'll be 3 months if we're lucky.
I'll try to expedite things, make sure it's no more than 2.
Is arrest necessary? I mean, they're not running anywhere.
It's protocol.
Of course, it's protocol. Just make sure they get looked at before you go and put them through whatever kind of background checking 3 months of double blind taste tests. I don't know how you guys do these things.
Did you just say double-line taste test?
I did say double blind taste test.
I would appreciate not being taste tested. Thank you very much.
The Imperial, you actually managed to get the Imperial officer looking a very, very little bit confused. Yes.
Twins continues to look incredibly out of sorts.
Yes. They will get medical treatment, and I'll make sure they are not in any. We will make sure that they are treated appropriately and are get appropriate medical attention for their injuries. You have my word. As an Imperial officer, you have my word.
And that word is untrustworthy.
And that word is lie.
Okay, yeah. Jox is literally going to say that. He says, "Okay, but what guarantees do we have?"
He glares at you and then proceeds to ignore you. That's right. He glares at you and then pretends to proceed. He didn't actually hear you say that.
I'm sorry, but what guarantees do we have?
Shut up, Bashir. Seriously, I think he's got a head wound too. He took a pretty nasty spill down there.
Uh-huh. You hear a transport pulling up, and you are escorted over towards the transport. At about this time, having navigated your ways through the rest of the Jedi Temple, you've come up to the surface, the other group.
Oh, okay. While we've been going along,
Yep.
Peter, I have occasionally still been trying to hail Jox's group. And Jox and Vorkos and Twins.
Yep.
What I have been doing, while occasionally picking up my remote, is making little tweaks to it. Which
Okay.
I will make a fix-it roll with a fortune die.
Okay.
3. That's not very good. That's a 10, though.
Okay.
That is the opposite of what you wanted.
So here's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
First off, I wanted to downpitch the broadcast to below human hearing capacity.
Uh-huh.
And then I want it to be amplified.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
you're
we're talking
pulling
like
a me.
we're talking like 15 hertz or lower kind of range.
Exactly. And then amplified as loud as I can get it to go. And I'm not trying to contact Vorkos.
No, I know what you're doing now.
I'm just putting it towards the walkie-talkie that I very helpfully gave to our friend.
Oh, you bastard. Wow.
So
Well done. Well done.
he is now carrying a walkie-talkie that is occasionally sending out a sub-audible frequency that is very loud.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and rumbles. Yeah.
That's a beautiful dick move, Nick.
Actually, I'll make a point here. Technically, we can't even feel it if it's low enough because we're not even in the optimal range to pick up that vibration. So,
Oh my God, that's beautiful, Nick.
it's imperceptible at this range.
I mean, Io might be able to perceive it, but I don't know.
I was not going to say anything about it.
I would just like to put out as a public service advisory. Remember, dubstep kills.
That's not quite what my plan is, but
I'm also
No.
distracted because Jim Brown is on TV right now, Peter. So like, oh shoot, the draft.
Okay.
It's
but anyways.
a straight up dubstep dinner bell. I love it.
Oh my God.
so we're going through these tunnels that these things have been digging.
Yeah. Well, you're actually back up in the Jedi Temple, remember?
Okay. Yeah.
But you're not out of the range where the bugs were getting to, as was shown by the tunnel you came up through. Wow. Okay.
Well, that just happened.
Okay, I need a minute here.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Like, So,
See, I wanted to surprise you, but that was why I gave you that information ahead of time.
No, no.
Like, I want
The
you to
second you said,
understand what I'm saying.
oh no, the second you said you were tuning the frequency down, I knew exactly where we were going.
but you didn't realize where the signal was going to be emanating from.
Oh no, I got it pretty quickly.
I was just like, I'm just sort of like sitting over here, like,
Well
oh,
played,
shoot.
Nick.
So-
Well played.
yeah.
I think you've been playing tabletop with me too long. Oh, we're in a bad situation. Things are absolutely horrible for us, and
Let's
there's
make
people
it
immediately on our
worse.
ship. Let's fuck everything.
Wow. Okay.
Bring in a third party to arbitrate the situation violently.
All right.
Oh, well, this guy's an asshole. Fine. Here's a bus I'm about to throw you under.
All right. As you pass through one of the rooms, and you're near a staircase that seems like it's heading back up to the floor you actually came down in before you started rappelling down.
Right.
You find basically a staircase that's going up, and it looks like there's a bit of a rock fall up ahead, but it looks like it's clearable. Since you're below it, you could probably clear it out. At about that time, as you get there, and it looks like you're thinking about and you know, Dexon's about to suggest that you start digging your way up. That's when the Lygra come burrowing up through the floor.
Oops.
Did I do that?
Okay. I need to decide on what sort of how do we want to do this as an actual encounter or.
If we do it, my only action is going to be to try and snatch the detonator from him and then to run. So.
Okay. All right. So here's what happens. So the Lygra comes swarming out and start attacking. Dexon starts shooting.
Fair enough.
It's like, oh, bloody hell! No! Ah, shit! Blam! 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 Quark, to help fight these things off.
Oh. I suppose I should do that.
As an aside, IO.
Yeah.
You didn't say your designated name.
A,
What?
that is actually correct.
Yeah.
B, I did mention to you that yes, you are not immune to restraining bolts because that would be there's literally no
Yeah.
way Imperial Intelligence make an intelligence sure they couldn't control that way if they didn't.
Right.
That said, this is not actually an Imperial control restraining bolt. So it's working, but I'm going to allow you a willpower check to resist the command if you'd like.
Sure. Closed or open?
This is an open situation. And if you'd like to spend a fortune die, feel free.
Oh,
No,
never
I don't
mind.
need it.
No, you do not.
It's just like, mind if I actually say equipped on the side then? It's like,
Go whatever you like, dude.
yeah. You realize that if I were in fact an Imperial droid, that only Imperial restraining bolts would work properly on me.
Plus,
Dexon.
who are you talking to? I don't see any Quark around here.
What? He sort of looks over,
Yeah.
very surprised.
It's unfortunate that you can't refer to me by my real name, but I'm not in a position to say anything about that,
You're the correct
Master.
designation.
Master. So it says, like, pointedly at Dexon.
Yep. Uh-huh. So, Nick, you wanted to try to steal the detonator off of him, correct?
Yes.
I'm trying to decide what skill would be appropriate for that.
The only one that I could... Well, I mean, let's see. It could be either martial arts or it could be intrusion, I think.
Yep, those would be the two I was looking at also. Use whichever one you like.
Well, I want to use intrusion, so...
Go for it.
Ha-ha!
Yes, so he's like, oh, well, all right then. Then I will... Where's the detonator? Wait, did I? He looks over. I assume you have it in your hand.
Yep.
Oh, you bastards! Well played. Well, here, blam, blam. I'm gonna get out of this, and I'm gonna find you people. That's all I promise you that. But congrats on the win for today. Blam.
Yeah. Well, good luck. And she's going to. We're going to, I guess, start digging our way out of here.
Yep. As he's busy fighting off a host of Lygrek. All right, you guys tunnel your way up out of the tunnel.
Do you still have the removement tool?
No,
I don't
he,
remember him
you can
taking it back.
he took that back.
You can
Okay.
you can pry it off though. Anyway.
Yeah, you can. He just needs the right tool.
Or you could, shoot it.
There are ways to remove it as long as you're not the droid itself.
Yep.
So.
So you're now up on the first floor of the temple where you guys came down in eventually down into.
Jith is going to start the process of ripping the collar off,
All right.
and then she will hold on to the dead rope.
Yep. Totally fair.
Thanks for trusting me.
I wouldn't have gone through it if you didn't have a plan. Fortunately, my inference was correct. Usual. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get that thing off of you as soon as we can, but we have got to get out of here.
Indeed. Any word from the others?
Nope. And, well, I'm not going to be able to contact them for a little while. I'll have to fix this up again.
I was wondering why you were amplifying that signal more and more as we went along, but it all happened to click right in place.
All right. And if we're on the first floor of the temple, we're going to try and find our way out, I guess.
You do.
Mhm.
It takes you a little while, but you eventually find your way back to the surface.
Okay. Do we happen to find the same entrance as the previous group? Or...
You find your way back up to the surface in the area of the Jedi Enclave.
Oh, okay.
But you were in the Jedi Enclave still.
Gotcha.
Off in the distance, off towards that area to the north where I mentioned that you saw the other ruins, you do see what looks like a large Imperial squad and a couple of transports. And they seem to be bundling a bunch of people into the transport.
It's never easy, is it? Jith is going to, well, first off, we're going to make sure that we're, out of sight.
Sure, the Imperials don't see you. They're a good ways off.
Right. Then she is going to take out the communicator again and, reset all the proper functions and stuff. And she's just going to click it.
All right. Vorkos, your communicator makes a quiet clicking noise. This is, by the way, the Imperials have very carefully gotten twins onto a stretcher and jocks onto a stretcher and have loaded them onto one of the transports.
Okay.
You've been temporarily disarmed. Because no way in hell they're going to let you keep your guns.
I make it very clear that they're to treat Vera with the utmost care.
Also twins, maybe,
I think I've made that clear enough. I'll key back I'll key back Morse code over the thing. Jith, click, 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 click.
She's just going to click it again once.
SOS.
All right.
Eric, you're being sort of nudged at gunpoint onto the other transport.
No,
She
I'm
clicks
going
the-
willingly. You don't need to go and give me all of this trouble.
Just get on the transport.
Chith clicks the communicator one more time and then puts it away. All right. Well,
And the two transports, troops load onto them and they drive off towards the Imperial facility. Not all the troops. They leave a sizable squad to keep an eye on the ruins, hoping to catch other
Well,
people
there's-
coming up through that area.
well, if there's going to be one person who was going to make it out of there without being captured, I'm glad it was you.
I'm on the same transport as Jith and Jocks, or as Twins and Jocks, right?
Nope.
Hmm.
They put you on the other transport with Jasper.
Is there any way I can convince them to let me on there?
Nope.
I'm their doctor. You need to let me on there.
Too bad, Trandoshan. Get on this one. We have our own medical people.
Yeah, which are ready to treat humans. Do you understand the anatomical differences between you guys and Twi'leks? Nevertheless, something like
Basilisk.
I actually forget what race Jocks
Basilisk.
is.
Basilisk.
Or a basilisk.
No, yeah. Basilisk without all those cool powers. So, yeah.
I'd play a basilisk in Star Wars. Hell yeah.
No.
A dragon.
No turning things into stone with your gaze. That doesn't happen.
Well, it's not too much different from a mind trick,
Yes, they are totally the same thing. Confessing someone of something and turning them to stone are totally the same thing. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what
it
Dr.
makes them
Stone has
both
taught me.
completely and utterly worthless.
Okay, Nick, fair play.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eric, they're not letting you on that other transport.
Yeah, I just figure I should make the effort.
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise, this would be really simple.
What? No! It's almost like they don't trust you on that transport. They figure-
grab you, dive off, and run into the woods.
I was actually just thinking knock out the driver and steal the transport, but
Nope.
What are you talking about? That'd be efficient.
It's almost like they actually have a clue when it comes to transporting prisoners. Yeah, by the way, they do put
one thing they're good at. Great.
they do put binders on you, by the way, Eric. And they do have binders large enough for you. Unlike the ones they had in
yeah.
Star, they couldn't handcuff that weren't able to bind Chewie properly.
Oh, typical. Typical. You can't cuff a Wookiee, but you can cuff a transition.
The fur gets in the way, man. So yes, the transports drive off towards the Imperial facility. You guys will arrive there in a bit. You see that basically, Jith Io, you see the transports driving off towards the Imperial base.
All right. We are not going anywhere near that base while you've still got this on. And she's going to take out some tools and start to rip the
Okay, give me a
restraining
picture roll.
bolt off.
Yeah, you're able
12.
to get it off. Good, that's good enough. It takes some effort, and it scratches up Io's paint a bit more, but, given the condition Io's currently in,
Why not?
How much is that for?
Oh, no actual damage.
Oh,
It's cosmetic.
Yes.
It chips the paint.
Your
Far more harrowing.
your finish is even more scuffed up. Given the rents and dents in you, not really noticeable, honestly.
And then she's going to take out the non-functional restraint bolt she took off and slap it back on him.
Right.
Okay.
I need to pick up Escape Artist.
At some point, sure. Assuming there's some sort of... I mean, technically speaking, I think for a skill that's basically covered by...
Intrusion, probably.
But I think there might be a shtick of some sort for that also. Wouldn't surprise me.
Intrusion, you say?
Gav, you are currently on a medical bed. And doctors are actually treating you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to try to do something, you're actually in a better position than Eric is.
Yeah. Can I sabotage the doctor? Wait.
Good luck. Well, you've used all your grenades, so.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking. Going into that base is probably not a good idea. Oh dear. What's the layout in the transport? Are there actually troops or is it the
there are a number of stormtroopers in there with you.
Damn it.
Again, they're not. They know how to transport prisoners, even wounded ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll behave for now.
You do hear them saying things about, well, we're doing the best we can right now, but these two probably going to need back to tanks. Should radio ahead to get two of them prepped. One for Basilisk, one for a Twi'lek. That's the doctor saying that. One of the guards nods and gets to calm out and starts talking into it.
So Jith is going to be heading with Io and say, "All right, happen to know any good ways to get inside?"
The transport things we're talking about, or that?
The base.
Would I? Let's see here. Imperial intelligence / infiltration, which would be the better role for this, Peter?
Infiltration. You roll both, actually.
All right. This is infiltration, 14. Imperial intelligence, 13. And boxcars.
All right.
This will be interesting.
Right.
It's nice being absurdly skilled as a thief.
Yes, that is one of the many things thieves that are great about the thief archetype. Honestly, you're very good at You're very good at your non-combat skills.
Just says that and then says, because the only thing I was thinking of was trying to knock out some of the people driving one of the transports and drive it inside while you're in disguise.
All right, Skitch. So for the intrusion, you're fairly certain you could come up with a way to actually, break into there as, just sort of sneak in quietly and, do the whole "I'm a thief" thing.
Right.
Do. Yeah.
Yes. For the Imperial Intelligence one, you do remember that people mentioning that that Imperial Intelligence did have people here. The Imperial Intelligence did have a group here that were investigating the abandoned rebel base.
Okay.
You are fairly certain that if you were, that you could probably try to think of how to phrase this. Try to think what exactly. I got to get this straight in my head. Okay. All right. So the first plan that pops in your head the first thing that pops in your head from an intelligence standpoint is if you could possibly go in, if you were in full, you could reassume your identity as a Imperial infiltration droid, operative droid, and go in and basically, as a droid with reports on with some sort of falsified report to get yourself in fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
Something, any sort of different things. I mean, because you are an Imperial intelligence droid, you have the right codes, all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to basically you would have to, come with a designation for another droid, etc. And,
Mm-hmm. It would be, yeah.
But you could get yourself in pretty easily.
Getting Jith in, though.
Getting Jith
Right.
in, it'd be dead easy if Jith was human. You would just have to basically scrounge up an Imperial intelligence uniform of some sort. And the two of you could basically walk in through the front door, no questions asked. And it occurs to you, you probably could at that point basically demand they turn over the prisoners to Imperial intelligence, and the regular troopers probably wouldn't be able to say word one about it. The problem is, Jith isn't human, so you couldn't go in and have Jith go in as an Imperial intelligence officer to make those orders. You, as a droid, you probably wouldn't be able to pull off the orders part, because the droids, you might be able to come up with something, but it'd be easier if you had someone to come in with you. That said, you could one thing you could get yourself in as a droid, as sort of an operative droid, delivering reports of some sort, and then use your infiltration thing to find a way to break Jith in. Other possibility is maybe you could sort of play Jith off as an alien sort of, I guess asset. I guess is the best way to describe it. An independent asset that you've recruited. But it wouldn't be easy to get them. You wouldn't be able to get the. You're not certain you'd be able to get the people to turn your crew over to you. Turn the crew over to you that way. But who knows? Maybe you might be able to find some way to bluff it between the two of you.
Well,
that's stuff that pops in your head. If you come up with a plan that spins off of those things, I'm more than happy to run with that too. So that's the sort of thing that pops in.
I have a plan, but I'm in no position to communicate it.
The easiest way for us to get special access in there to get what we need is to appear like we are connected to intelligence. The problem, of course, is that most people involved in the intelligence wings are, human. That being said, the Empire has been known to rely on operatives, agents, if you will, of other species in order to get information on them accordingly. And with a little finesse, we might be able to pull that angle. Of course, the biggest risk would be exposing myself to them. I'd have to appear as a different droid unit than what they are looking for. But it does help that I have a different person's restraining bolt on hand. That can help to disguise a little bit here.
Might also have to come up with some explanation for the damage you've suffered.
Indeed. Granted, we could have simply have... If the Imperials picked them up from inside the mines, we could have been somewhere around there and investigated, or we could have escaped an attack from some rebel scum, as it were. There are options, and the likelihood of them taking the bait is mostly predicated on selling them on the idea. For now, me looking still like an Imperial created entity does help to a little extent, but where around the base would it be a best for us to approach using this type of angle?
If you're going in as you as an Imperial droid with an alien recruited an alien asset you've recruited, probably the front door, honestly.
Right. Well,
if you're going to go for this sort of thing, it's you'd want to go in as sort of above board as possible. And maybe you
We'll-
try to run a
we'll-
Bavarian fire drill or something like that. You know.
Well, I need you to. Well, I think if we're going to go down that route, we just simply need to walk in as if we belong there. Feigning some confidence is sometimes a very effective strategy. So, shall we? Like I just sort of stands up and sort of rolls his shoulders. Still injured, still busted up. Also, what would I do on my end to kind of help modify my designation?
Oh, just come up with a different set of different. Just
Yeah.
You would probably still be an IO unit, but
Yeah.
be like IO 7Q or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the. I have a designation written up here.
Okay, great.
Jizz is trying to figure out a way to modify her appearance if need be. Excuse me.
All you need to do is look like you belong around there. The implication is that you are who you are. You just happen to be an asset for the Empire as opposed to someone with a bounty on their heads.
Yes, a small bit of disguise wouldn't hurt, but you wouldn't want to go too extravagant.
Right. And well, she'll shift her armor around a bit, wear like I don't know, like a cloak around it and stuff. And as she's getting ready to go, she's like, "All right, well, I'm pretty short on ideas, and I'm just going to trust that you know what you're doing."
Well, I will say this: I've been known to improvise and work off the script, at least according to my creator. So sometimes the important thing is not to have a plan. Sometimes it's more important to just act like there's a plan.
You probably shouldn't tell people that, though, Io.
I am just being honest.
Well, yeah, but you just negated your own. Never mind.
I don't know where people are in there yet. Once we do, we'll know what we can do with
My
them.
point is, you shouldn't fake confidence and then say you're faking confidence.
It's hard for me to fake many things.
Just is going to kind of like quirk her brow at him. Yeah, I'll bet it is.
Come along.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, we'll get discovered 20 feet in, and we'll go down shooting.
All right, we cut back over to the other group who've arrived at the Imperial base. Jocks and Twins are rushed off to the medical bays.
All right.
Vorkos, you're hustled off to a cell. Actually, first off, you're taken by processing, where they take palm scans and such, and photographs and the like. They ask for your name. I assume you give them an alias. You're still with Sisk.
His excellency. I was like, my designation is.
No, I'm talking to Eric.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
So Vorkos, I assume you're sticking with the name Sisk for this. Eric?
Eric! Caw!
Stop
Eric, are
trying
you
to
muted?
summon Rollo.
Eric, are you here?
Is Eric in the Discord?
He's in the Discord, and the Discord reports unmuted, but
He's typing E.
Oh, he's typing. I mean, he could have locally muted his mic.
He also had the microphone problem earlier.
It might be on through Windows itself. Be sure to check your recording devices and see if it makes the little bar go up when you say something.
I'll let him disconnect and reconnect. That occasionally will work too.
Just saying.
Okay, you're back on.
Eric's reconnected. There we are.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Not sure
Excellent.
what did that, but just rebooting Discord seems to have done it.
Excellent.
Turn it off and back on.
Oh, turn it off, turn it on.
Right.
So, as you were saying, they're taking me to processing. I tell them I'm Sisk.
Right. They take photos, they scan your palms, etc., and they shuffle you off to a cell.
How many troopers are with me?
They're keeping a good dozen troopers with you at all times.
Boo.
Seems they know what a Trandoshan is.
Yes. They're like, we are being very careful with this one. He claims he's a doctor. We're not buying that. Also, he's a Trandoshan doctor.
It's all unnecessary, you know. We did come willingly.
Yes, but we're not taking any chances with you. They're
And being
perceived-
exceedingly insulting at the same time.
That's hardly my problem.
Just you wait. When I talk to your superiors, it probably will be. Just wait till you hear from my lawyer.
Yeah. Into the cell, lizard.
Oh, and racial slurs now, too, huh?
Door closes.
Am I still wearing the binder?
No, they take the binders off when they put you in.
Okay.
Mind you, they've got you at gunpoint, but
Right. But the door closes.
yes.
All right. I'll wait 5 minutes, and I'll try to...
Oh, they also, by the way, they've taken your communicator and all that sort of, basically almost all your gear because
Right.
they're not idiots.
No,
I don't know.
they
They're
are inferior.
stuck on a backwater on friggin' guarding a pile of rocks. They might be idiots.
They're actually being fairly competent.
Right. Bored cops who finally have something to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in the cell.
Yep.
Can I use my intrusion to possibly jigger the door in some way?
That's one of the things the skill can do.
All right. Let's jigger that door. Discombobulate it. What is my intrusion? 11. No, 12. I'll fortune die this also.
I've heard worse
So
plans.
that's probably unnecessary after that, but I just declared
dear
it,
Lord.
so...
Oh dear Lord!
Yeah.
So 21. Yes, Eric, you picked the lock from inside your cell, using basically a paper clip, some tinfoil you had in a pocket, and some chewing
When
gum.
you're-
Don't give me that shit. He just clicked his fingers and it opened.
Forecast puts his claw in his mouth and gnaws on it a bit to get in the right shape. Undoes the hinges with it, and there we go.
No, but you're able to basically wedge things in the proper places and basically disrupt the lock from inside the cell. I said literally, it's like paperclip, some tinfoil, and chewing gum, some old chewing gum you had that you found somewhere. Not that you chew gum because your teeth are all wrong for that.
So what you're
problem is,
saying
though,
is
now
that
I've got
it's
this-
MacGyver. Gotcha.
Yeah, with that roll, of course you MacGyver the door open.
Yeah. The only problem is now I've got an impression of the door sliding open and fucking two armed stormtroopers being like, "Can we help you?"
Well, no, the door slides open. There are two stormtroopers standing on either side of the door.
I bunk their heads together.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll. They are completely and utterly flat-footed and surprised. Thunk! Thud.
Seriously? Guys are just bad at your job.
You're bad at not getting concussed on the job.
Now you can
And
steal
who
their
sets
armor.
up a door like this? I throw them in the cells, take their guns, obviously, and close the door behind me. Lock them in.
Right, there, you've locked the 2 guards in the cell, and now you have a pair of stormtrooper blasters.
You have some Sterlings.
Yeah. Not a great blaster, but it's better than not having a gun.
Yeah, it's better than not having a blaster.
All right, so you are now free and loose inside the base.
Is there a map like you are here kind of deal?
Not in the cell blocks, no.
I also grabbed their
Convenience
comm
that he
units
could
so that I can.
I figured you did. By the way,
Yeah.
Eric, they also took your armor.
So I'm running around in just my jumpsuit. Okay,
Yes.
fine, be that way.
That's it. You can take their utility belts if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
gonna take
need
it.
both of them to get them around your waist, but hey.
And it'll be stylish.
So yes, you have two.
By a certain
You have 2
measure.
Imperial Stormtrooper utility belts, a pair of Stormtrooper blaster rifles, and a comm unit. Probably both of them, honestly, because you're not going to leave them with either of them.
You're
Yeah,
just
I'm not
getting
gonna do
dual-wield
comm
comm units now.
All right, so you are clear and free. You don't have a map of where to go, but you are fairly certain you can figure out which way is out of the cell blocks. Since
Right.
they walked you in there, and you're not like an idiot.
Right, so make my way out of the cell blocks.
Right.
Back to processing so I can get my gear, and there'll probably be some place that says med bays this way.
All right, so you're heading. You head off towards processing. Right. We cut back to Jith and Io as they are walking in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
A somewhat bored, actually not actually currently very bored because a lot of stuff's been happening. The desk, the person at the desk, the imperial trooper at the desk sort of looks up and says, "Oh God, can I help you?" Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll introduce. Like,
Basically,
Yes.
he starts out by talking to Jith. Then he looks over at you and realizes, as he sort of quasi going, like you look sort of familiar.
yes, yes, I am. I am droid designation IO3X. Here with some aid here to retrieve and relocate the recently apprehended for Imperial intelligence purposes.
Why would Imperial intelligence be interested in a bunch of grave robbers?
You'd be surprised what these know and what they've been dealing with, but I can't reveal too much as we can't have too much information trickling down.
Right. Classified. Okay, I need to run the appropriate code through the system though before I allow you in.
Okay. Is this gonna be a deceit or intrusion for me to give him a?
You actually, this is you if you want to give them you can give them an actual intelligence code if you'd like.
I'll give an actual intelligence code. It
Then
just
just
won't
give me-
be.
Yeah, give me your imperial. First, give me an imperial intelligence roll to get a good one, and then I guess deceit.
Yeah. All right. 16 on there,
Yep.
and on the deceit, I'm just gonna fortune die for the heck of it because why not?
Okay.
So that's gonna be 19 because of never questioned.
Oh dear lord. All right. So the worst you can roll is a 14, I believe.
I rolled a 15.
Yeah, whatever. Fine. He listens to the code. He's like types it in. All right. Yeah. No, you're cleared. Yeah. The code checks out. All right. I guess you'll have to go talk. I guess I'll put you in touch with the warden. I guess with the captain. He just got in bringing them in. So give me a moment. Says basically just head down the hallway that way. His office is basically down that hallway and 5 doors down on the right. I'll let him know you're on your way.
I'll just nod and then just starts moving along with Jith. Just
All right, you guys. After you guys get about halfway down the hallway, alarms start going off.
well, that's a good sign.
Jith is going to like, okay. Let's just kind of get over here and.
By the way, there is by the way, you guys do walk past the data terminal at some point if you'd like to, if I would like to, access it for
Interface.
Yeah. If not, that's fine too. I mean,
Don't tell me that they found us out already.
I don't think that's for us. I think that's for the others. It looks
Can you
like
confirm that before we just stand around and someone captures us.
actually, I think I can. Right?
you can give me an intrusion roll for the terminal if you'd like.
Yep. You darn right. I will give you the intrusion roll for that.
So, if you had to
20.
guess which one of us
Jesus.
around
Give me everything.
I kind of want to be a dick and did the same thing I did last time I did one of these intrusions and intentionally mess up the systems before leaving.
That's kind of what I was hoping you would do. Just be like, oh, wait, hang on. These people are actually innocent. They do have clearance. We made a false arrest. You're on your way out.
No,
With our compliments.
Oh, no. Along the lines of, again, modifying access privileges.
Okay, so Skitch, here's the information you're getting. The first thing you notice is the mainframe. You actually have part of the reason you have such easy time getting in is what surprises you is that all the protocols in the computer systems here are intelligence protocols.
All of them. Huh?
All of them. It's very
All
clear
of
that
them.
that the computer systems here were set up by intelligence, not by the military.
Interesting.
That's point one. Point
Yes.
two. An important note is that the second important point is that you are fairly certain that while you have all this, that would make it very easy for you to go in and change stuff. That said, you know that the intelligence computers are very good at about recording that stuff and tracking it, and you are fairly certain that you can't disable that without it taking. You could do it, but it would take you a lot of time, and you're not sure.
Right. Basically, I can navigate it easily. But if I want to dick around with it too much, it's easy for them to backtrack what's been done.
Right.
So,
and also without it taking a long time. 3, there's a name that you recognize very quickly as being that pops up in a bunch of places as being the individual in charge of this particular in charge of basically setting the facility up and getting people here, which is Inquisitor Morns.
Of course.
Of course.
And that the intelligence agents were sent here to investigate the rebel base and to keep an eye on the Jedi Temple by Morns.
Did I not say that before we landed here?
Maybe.
I don't know. That was 4 sessions ago?
4 centuries ago.
3. An important
You already
note
have a 3.
Oh, sorry, 4. You're correct, 4. Something interesting. So the fourth thing that you notice is that one of the things that there's been a flag has popped up that one of the prisoners has popped up as one of the prisoners who was scanned and processed popped up a flag in that it was a Vorkos creche. Number 4, number 5. There's currently an escape going on from the escape. Somebody has broken out of one of the cells in the prison wing.
Yeah.
And there's gunfire. There's gunfire happening near processing.
I have some good news and some less than good news. The good news is the alarm is indeed for a jailbreak that is happening right now. And the bad news is they know if they were maintaining their identities while apprehended, their identities have been rooted out. You should probably make haste.
Yeah, that's
Well,
not
it's
too
almost
bad.
certainly going to happen once we get processed. I was hoping I could convince them not to
See,
process.
Vorkos, this is what happens when you let your mum iron your name tag inside your armor.
Well,
She
they
pins it
did take
proudly
photos
every
and palm
morning.
scans of him.
Yeah. The photos and palm scans is okay, well, I have to bust myself out because that's going to raise way too many flags.
So yes, Vorkos, you have busted your way into you've busted into processing and are currently in a bit of a firefight. On the plus side, there's lots of cover and such, but you're not wearing your armor, and there are more stormtroopers than you strictly would like to be fighting. I mean, if you had Vera, you'd be much more happy about this sort of thing. But Vera's behind,
Yes. But Vera's over there in the evidence locker.
Right.
Just 5 more meters. That's all I need. But no, they had to come and get me.
Stand down, Vorkos. You're making it hard on yourself.
My name is Sisk!
What, do all Trandoshans look alike to you?
I know what it costs. Bitch owes me $20.
I'll help you track him down!
Don't know this Vorkos guy, but I bet we all look alike to you. Bunch of racists. Just wait till I talk to ACLU.
I can help you find him easily. I'm a bounty hunter. Wait.
Didn't you say you were a doctor?
I'm a bounty doctor.
I'm a bounty doctor. I doctor bounties.
Wait, that also sounds illegal. Wait!
I don't have deceit.
Oh, are you the only one who doesn't?
I'm the only one that doesn't.
Even Jock says it.
Jox is good at it.
I was hoping to do more dialogue with the guy in charge before we got put onto a transport or whatever. I was going to try and manipulate him, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of disappointed because the whole shtick that you guys have gone for is something I was going to try, based solely on the fact that you arbitrarily gave me the name Bashir. I was going to totally pull a Section 31.
All right, now I'm going to cut away from that.
We
Over
are
to
now in
medbay.
4 groups, so there are still opportunities for you guys to do some talking.
All right,
bits.
yes, as I was getting to that, you are in medbay currently. The doctors are setting up back to tanks for Jocks and for Twins. They have not put you guys in them yet. Probably for the best. Well, yes and no. On the one hand, back tanks would be very good for getting you guys back into full health. On the downside, you're in back to tanks. And are not going any for a few days.
Yeah, getting out of them is a bit of a complication.
Yeah, a back to tankers would be good, but maybe not this one.
Yes. Now, I have no objections to unplugging it and taking it with us. I mean, they're not that big. They could fit on the ship, couldn't they?
A little crowded, but yes.
So yes, so you're in the room. The doctors are busy puttering about, and there are a few stormtroopers in the room because, of course, there are, and the Imperial officer standing here looking the two of you over.
It's the same guy who made the arrest.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is about the point where the alarms basically are going off right now. Why are the alarms going off?
I like how the sequence of events was essentially, we took Vorkos into the base. Alright, Vorkos is in his cell. Well, he's broken out of the cell.
It's I sort of pitch. It's sort of like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia sort of thing that is like, well, I hope Vorkos doesn't break out of his cell.
Vorkos broke out of his cell.
Who could have seen this coming?
The only way you could have done it any quicker is if the stormtrooper turned around from locking the cell and saw him just running off behind you.
What was that?
No, you're wrong. The only way it could have happened faster is if they hadn't locked the door. Or even closed it for that matter. He just walked in, walked back out.
Door closed, pop open the hatch. Really, they left the emergency failsafe in place. Click.
No.
He gets a punch on his card. They hope he'll have another visit next time.
No. See, it would have taken him more time because we would have been confused when he realized that it wasn't unlocking, no matter what he tried.
Yes, you are correct.
It's like, what? That should work. That always works. What?
You're just gonna wait. Hang on a second. Light shove.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Anyhow.
Yes. So yes, the officer's like, alarm going. The troops can handle that. So, what were you people doing in the great? I mean, obviously you were there. Were you there? I mean, what kind of idiots go in to raid a ruined temple that's going to collapse on your heads? I mean, there's a reason we've banned explorations there. It is completely and utterly unsafe. You idiots.
I have an idea for a deception I can pull right now, but I don't. I don't have a lot of confidence in it.
You are going to be at -2 still.
Yeah, and my deception isn't good, but
If it sounds like if it makes the scene more interesting,
well, it might. And honestly, considering the reason for my impairment, I think it should count as a bonus.
It might depend on the lie you're going to try out.
Well, the idea that I had is that I'm going to fake going into shock and having convulsions.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say that you're not penalized for that.
Yeah.
Yes, no. The impairment will not penalize you for that deceit roll. Because, you're sort of on the edge of doing that anyways.
Yeah, so I don't have to try very hard.
Word, I will say this, don't weigh awful that.
Or you will go into convulsions.
You don't say!
I'm going to fake going into convulsions. Why am I actually going into convulsions?
Haha,
I don't feel so good. Alright, yeah, obviously I'm going to fortune die this.
Yeah, I figured.
Hello, too. And, should this be open?
Yes.
This is
Oh,
a stressful
goody.
situation now.
Yeah. My deception is 12, right?
9. Did you up it at some point?
Oh, no, it is 9. Shit. Ugh. I keep mixing my deceit with my intrusion. Oh, well. Aha!
13. That's not bad, actually.
That's good, yeah.
You're doing
All
a
right, so
fairly
basically,
convincing
it's
job
as
of
soon as the alarms start going off, I'm going to say that she basically fakes having, a traumatic response to that, and that's what sets off the convulsions.
Fair enough. You are swarmed by doctors.
we gotta probe and analyze this person.
You will not be doing any probing with me, thank you very much.
We may have to intubate here.
Give me all your drugs.
I could be paid
Particularly adrenaline and steroids right now.
Actually,
So,
I hate to say this word, but they're calling for sedatives.
Yeah, adrenaline would be the opposite of what they would do in that situation.
Yeah.
well, the guy who's going over to get the medicine, despite the active facade I'm putting on, I am actually using that as a front to focus on a bit of a different kind of deception.
Oh no. Okay.
So this one I fully expect to be taking the penalty on.
Yes. Okay. What are you doing?
Basically, I'm doing a force suggestion to make him reach for the wrong thing and give me adrenaline or something.
Okay.
Something to null the pain and let me,
Sure.
function.
All right. So you're getting to get you, instead of a sedative, a painkiller of some sort.
Yeah, a painkiller, stimulant, steroid, something like that. I will fortune die this. I just press the other macro first. Okay.
13.
13.
That beats his willpower. Let me double check the actual rules on this. I don't remember. I know what it's supposed to be. I have to double check it. Give me 1 second.
All things being told, I probably didn't make that, but I'm hoping.
Given that he's a schmucko unnamed doctor, you very well might have.
Here's hoping.
Oh no word. You. He
Did I
walks over.
destroy him?
No. Oh God, yeah. You're doing something. You're doing something fairly subtle, word. And you know. Yeah. Yeah. The DC for
It's
that
like
would have been,
it's like I'm a street kid and pointing one direction while going in another just comes naturally.
yeah. Again, you're basically just sort of you know. You convince him to you effectively cause him to sort of basically pick up the wrong thing, thinking it basically. You convince him that you convince his mind that he's looking at the sedative when he's actually picking up
That looks about right.
Yeah, the painkillers and and
Yeah.
such. So yes, that he. So you are injected with that, and you will not be suffering for. Say for the next hour or so, you're not going to be suffering any impairment.
Hooray!
Gav, are you doing anything during all of this? You're in the same room.
I'm a distraction.
I don't know what I can do.
There's all sorts of medical equipment surrounding you.
Well, none of them are looking at you.
Yeah. Currently, basically, the virtually almost all the eyes in the room are currently on twins.
You see, now the cogs are turning.
Okay.
Oh, what's this? Oh, I found the drug cabinet. Ah, nitroglycerin. My favorite.
It's not likely to have nitroglycerin in a medical.
Yes,
thing.
you are. It cures heart arrhythmias.
And the quantities I'd need.
You don't need much to make it burst. And a burst can
but you
do
know what they
wonders.
will have? Medical equipment.
Fair.
Like, listen.
Clear!
As long as,
Speaking of arrhythmias,
yeah, if you can just shoot a hole in it, then you can just that's how you do the injection. Just shoot a hole in her arm, just pour it on in.
All right, Gav, what are you doing?
I don't know. I was kind of gonna do something halfway through until twins went all Jedi. if it was going to get to the point where they were going to try and defibrillate, I was actually going to try and reverse the defibrillator, so it shot them instead.
Aha!
There's too much going off at once for me to want to try to do something.
Well,
there's the alarms outside. There's that going off there.
yeah, I don't think there are any actual guards in here. I think there's just doctors and the officer.
There are a couple of stormtroopers in the room, but that's about it. And they're currently looking.
Yeah.
They're currently a bit distracted.
Yeah.
And the arresting officer.
I'll bide my time. I don't know what I want to do.
Okay, we'll come back to you. We'll come back.
Let me review my skill list. Maybe I can come up with another idea. Let me ask you this: is he strapped down to a table or anything?
Gav, not at the moment. They were unstrapping you guys to get you ready to move into the back to tanks.
Oh, timing. Gav, if I were able to get something to you without you getting up, would that help you have an idea?
Not particularly. Not at this time, no.
Okay.
There's too much going on. There's too much commotion to be able to. Even though I've got an opportunity.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just serving as a distraction, right now.
This is my issue is you're serving as a distraction, and I could do something to make more of a distraction. But where's the goal? We don't have an escape plan to distract.
You said the words right there. Biding time. We know Vorkos is on the move.
So I'm just I'm just gonna wait and bide my time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right. So you guys have the everyone in the medical bay distracted for the time being. Great.
Yes. Their backs are to the door.
Right. Vorkos, you're making progress. When you hear gunshots from outside the processing, and the door bursts open. And in walk Io, a beaten up Io and Jith.
Nice of you to come to the party.
Nice suit.
Thank you. I look ravishing.
So I take it we mop these guys up fairly quickly.
Yeah, you the three between the three
Okay.
of you, you mop up the remaining stormtroopers in the room.
All right.
All you have
Captain
left are a
Check
couple of,
and-
a couple of all you have left are a couple of cowering, technicians and
Right.
clerks. They're like, don't kill us.
All right. We need to get Jackson. We need to get Twins, and then we need to get a way out of here.
Right.
Where-
They're in
where-
the med. They should be in the med bay.
All right.
I made sure they got sent there.
Where's the garage?
Io, you know where the garage is.
I should know where everything is. I'm popping the door on evidence and grabbing our gear.
Okay. Would you like to give me an intrusion roll for that?
Sure. Let's make it up at right
Sure.
because we're everything's gone.
Actually,
to...
no. You don't even need to do that. You have access to the consoles. You can
Yeah,
do-
you've got internet access, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I just part of me was like, do I roll to see if something weird happens? But now let's just go with
Just
the
like,
access
wait a
I would have.
minute. You can walk up and push a button.
I can George Jetson this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I always feel like the only thing I think about IO doing is like it'll cost you. And then it's like that was
Yes,
that was
Vorkos
so
starts to
hard.
look like he's about to pick the lock when Io basically walks up and pushes a button, and the door to evidence opens.
Oh, but these doors are so easy to
Do
open
everything
this
the
way.
easy
All this work is so hard for me.
All right, you're able to recover, your gear, Eric, and Jox's gun, and everyone's gear and stuff.
Yeah, I want to make sure no one's leaving behind any signature weapons or anything like that.
Right.
Plus, any other useful bits they might have had in there. Probably not. This is backwater.
You're in fucking Dantooine. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
Maybe pick up
all
some ammo mags. Maybe pick up some ammo mags for SMGs or something.
Not in evidence.
True.
The biggest thing that people would get arrested for here is maybe drunk and disorderly.
Yeah.
Just,
They effectively threw Vorkos into the drunk tank. Effectively.
Yeah.
Jed looks around and is like, where's Kern?
You know what? I don't know. He might still be in the cells, actually.
Just kind of looks over at the cells. Starts pushing buttons to open up. Are any of the cells occupied?
Nope.
Beside the one that
Not a
Vorkos
one.
is in?
Not anymore.
Well, I guess they knew what they were looking for. Actually, hey, Io.
Yep.
Can you get in the system and see if you can find a Jasper Curran?
Can you do an Imperial image search?
Yeah, exactly.
That should be very easy to do at this point. And he does the whole
You do the whole thing.
yeah.
You find him. He's listed as a grave robber. Basically, he's a wanted fugitive for busting into sites of into historical sites and nicking stuff and selling it on the black market.
Jith will shrug.
No, he's exactly what he appeared. He's been taken off to interrogation.
Just, well, at least one of them was actually what they claimed to be.
Yeah, what happened to the fat guy?
Hopefully he's been eaten by now. So,
I take it things went well. Okay.
well, we're here. All right. Let's see here. Okay. need to get our way out cleared, and we need to get them out of the medical bay.
You two take the hallways. Forecast can take the vents.
Gosh. Trying to think of a good way. My mind is kind of more just on like the actual how are we going to get out of here at this point. So, okay, Peter.
Yes.
How big an explosion will the debt rope that I have make? Is it just like an isolated explosion?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a huge explosion, but it would make a reasonable hole. I mean, depending how you set it up.
Okay, so not just like battle royal, it'll blow up your head and nothing else kind of thing.
It's probably good enough to like bust a lock or something.
Well, I mean, basically, it's a length of detonation cord. It's a short loop, so because it fit around your neck, but it would have been very messy. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Because it was on my neck. Yes.
Right.
All right.
And it's not like it's literally it's the type of detonation cord they use for actual demolitions. Just a small amount of it.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out. I was like, okay, let's take stock of what the hell we have because we are kind of beaten up already. So
Yeah.
Fuck it. Jith is just like, all right, let's just get to medical bay.
Right. Let's go get our peeps.
All right, so you guys head to medical. You gank a few stormtroopers on the way because again, they're sort of scattered all over the place. They come filing in a few at a time, and there are now 3 of you, and you have your appropriate weapons.
Oh, I missed you, honey. I'll never let you out of my sight again.
All right, and then you sort of okay, we come back to medical bay. As things are as the quote sedative has been applied to twins. Do you settle down a bit from your fake seizure?
A little bit, but I'm still like doing enough to have them like still all have their attention on me.
Right. Well, it's enough that
enough so that they're not going to try and like get more.
Right. So they're basically saying, well, okay, well we can't put her into the tank in this state right now. But can't giving her more sedative at this point could be detrimental. I guess maybe strap her back down and hope it settles down a bit. I don't think we're going to have to intubate. She's breathing clear, etc. The officer basically sort of hears a sort of chirping on his communicator, picks it up and says, "Yeah, what is it? We arrested who?" I mean, what are you talking about? At this point, by the way, the other 3 are now outside med bay. You can open the door if you'd like. Forecast Crash. Why does that name familiar? The door opens.
Da 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 da.
Very famous.
Crash.
Wasn't that didn't the Inquisitor say something? I think that might have been the name the Inquisitor was looking for. Door opens.
Gentlemen, if you could move away from my friends.
The 2 stormtroopers whip around, look at exactly how outgunned they are.
Surrender immediately.
And decide discretion is actually the better part of valor for once. The officer sitting there looking, he drops him here and backs off with his hands in the air.
Have the doctors backed off of me?
Oh yeah, they have.
Twins just sits right up and is like, "Oh, finally! I was getting sick of that act."
The doctors all look at you like, "But we gave you a sedative." What?
I'm tougher
drugs
than
have
I
you
look.
done in your past? Speaking of which, let's grab what kind of medical gear we need here.
I would not recommend trying to take one of the back to tanks. They are a little bit...
No.
Too big.
Wasn't going to
I'm
do that.
Like enough shit that we can keep them patched together long enough to get back to the ship and to a more neutral medical facility.
All right.
I'm going to get a couple of spare, like, jars of Bacta and just, like, kind of bring them with me.
Sure, why not?
Slap that on there. Windex fixes everything.
Stem cells.
It works in dark forces. Fuck off.
Yeah, no.
Quick, apply more Omnigel. It'll open the doors.
Let me get a shield belt.
The doctor will say, we really don't recommend you people that they move. They really need a Bacta tank. Like, both of them need one pretty badly. And this one was just having seizures, although What?
I'm a good actor, and your tank, well, it's not my style.
As much as I'd like to make use of your kind offer, unfortunately, I don't think we can stay.
If I look over at, like, the drug rack, can I identify, like, the same stimulant that was administered to me?
Oh, sure. You can identify which of the pain. You can.
I'm gonna get a hypo of it, and I'm gonna hit Jocks with it.
Sure.
Like hell you are.
Do you want to be taking penalties all throughout this sequence?
I've been doing it all day.
Shut up and take your medicine.
Get that crap away from me. Jock's is going to stand up and start grumbling and head towards the door, get his gun back.
When he's getting his gun, I zoot him and then just keep going.
Like hell you do.
I've got it.
Your back is turned and you're taking penalties, and I'm faster than you.
Well, Jocks and
What's
Twins
the
are...
toughness again?
Will you two stop bickering?
While Jocks and Twins are squabbling, just suddenly goes, I've got it. Come on. I've got an idea.
Okay.
Hang on.
We shoot like the control panel on the door to lock them inside. Or
Right. Classic Star Wars. No problem.
Right, we set our blasters to lock door as opposed to open door.
As opposed to 80s mode.
Io, where's the communications tower?
Io points to where the communication tower is.
Yep.
How far away is it?
Not that far. Good.
Let's go.
If you guys could run, if you guys weren't as beaten up as most of you are, it'd be a short run. It's a longish run, but you can get there.
Thankfully, I am hopped up on adrenaline
All
at the
kinds of
moment.
drugs.
All right. So we're going to need to drive out to the Razorwalker in order to get out of here. But if we just take a truck, it's going to be really easy to pursue us unless there is a really big distraction.
Okay.
Decoy special again?
Something like that.
I can improvise.
We'll resort to that if this doesn't work, but if this works, it's going to be a lot more effective.
All right. Well, you eventually get you fight your way through a few more stormtroopers, but you get to the communications tower where you've got a bunch of communications techs and an intelligence officer all looking very surprised as you bust your way in.
Up against the wall, shoot anyone who resists, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they don't resist.
All right. Boink, knock them out.
Okay, they're out.
Jith rips open the panel.
Done. Blast them.
You're right. Blaster said it's stunned, they're stunned. Done.
Jith rips open the panel.
Okay.
All right. I did this with a walkie-talkie earlier.
Oh, you bastard!
You are going Half-Life 2 on their asses.
Oh, dear Lord, Nick.
Tilt those antennas down.
Vorkos puts two and two together, goes, is that what happened to the fat guy?
Yep.
Nicely done.
Okay, give me your fix-it roll, Nick.
Fortune die, and I'm going to assume this is an open roll.
Yep.
All right. It's 12, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was before.
Yep, it was 12.
Oh, snap!
I think you may have single-handedly
That's a
eliminated the
26.
Imperial presence.
That's a 26
It's a
there.
apocalypse.
The doorbell rings, and it's just there's just a bug on the other side that says that says, "Did you order a Zerg Rush? We have a Candygram."
I like to
Candygram.
think of this. I also like to think of this, Peter, as Chekhov's base. You know.
Yeah. All I can say is land shark, ma'am. And if you get that reference, well,
You're old.
yeah. Or have heard an old
I
person
think-
referencing it.
Yeah,
And
that's,
I'm
like,
not.
I've heard it used. I don't know what it refers to.
It's an old SNL skit from like the 70s.
Ah.
And I'm not.
Right. Yes, basically,
No,
there's
you are
land
not
shark
an
who
SNL
basically try to get into, devour various housewives by, like, either Avon or Candygram, and one of the main ones is like,
You're
Candygram.
that land shark that everyone's been talking about. No, I'm not.
But eventually it's like, okay, the Candygram thing to work. Land shark. Oh, land shark. Wait, what? Ah!
While the Jaws theme is playing, of course.
All right.
So now I'm wondering if all of this shit is going to be going on with this base, and then like all the bugs are going to be pissed off and over here. Would that mean that the tunnels are clear?
Well, there'll be a lot of bugs moving through the tunnels.
I mean, well, after they're done moving through it, and they're all here killing everyone, or getting a shot.
Maybe. Depends on how many bugs there are.
I think there's a value of 26 bugs.
Could have
here.
gotten from down here.
I'll put it this way:
Anyhow.
I'm not sure you want to risk venturing back into the tunnels. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, not with like
Especially in the condition.
three quarters of the party having giant sucking chest wounds.
I know. It was just a curiosity.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
Right. So.
So yes, yeah. So
so
there's
station dubstep.
right. So yes, the antennas point down, and it's very clear something's happening by the displays, but you're hearing nothing.
Well, if it worked, then we're not going to want to spend enough time to confirm that it did.
Yeah.
So let's go get us a ride.
Okay. Well, you fight your way through a few more troopers and get to the garage, and yeah. You steal a truck and drive out as bugs start tunneling up into the base.
Ooh, I think it worked.
I mean, you don't know that, but you do hear screams.
Well, yeah, like there's mayhem happening, and we're not in the middle of it. I think it's a fair bet.
It's just
And
pain. I mean, it's beautiful. It's great. It's pain.
As we drive away, the A-Team theme plays, and Vorkos pulls out a cigar and says, "I love it when a plan comes together."
Because
We
much
are
like
leaving
Hannibal,
it
I think
We are leaving in a black
Friday.
van, after all.
Yeah, this is a very A-Team kind of getaway.
All right. Right. Well, you drive your way back to the Razorwalker. Nothing else, much else is happening other than you guys get back to the Razorwalker and take off. Normally, you'd be challenged in space by the frigate and its fighters and such, but they're busy sending down troops to support the bug attack on the outpost.
We're going in with the first wave. Means more bugs for us to kill.
Game over,
We're in the
man!
pipe.
Game
Bye,
over!
bye, bye. So we're going to see some real action. Is this going to be another bug hunt?
I'm doing my part.
Would you like to know more?
5 days. We're not going to last 5 minutes.
Does anyone have a message they want to leave for Morns before we get outside of range of the tower that we've pretty much hacked into?
1 second. I'm fairly certain that Vorkos would have some fun words for him.
Ooh, I got it.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, Mons. We found your intelligence base. Might want to check it for bugs.
Actually, yes. Hi, ran into your base. You might want to think about getting it fumigated. We had some problems with bed bugs.
I was going to say, we found your intelligence base to be kind of stupid, honestly.
All right, and you blast off into space, and so I take it you're going to head for somewhere, sort of an independent medical place where you can basically get people treated medically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever we go, I don't care. As Twins goes to her bed and passes out on her feet and falls onto her bed as the adrenaline wears off.
That's kind of ouchy, but yes. Mind you, you're already in a lot of pain because the painkiller's worn off.
Yeah, that's basically why. It just all came and hit me at once, and oh, there I go. Poof. At least I made it to the bed.
All right. I don't have anything else prepped for today.
I'm sorry, Peter.
No, it's great. I'm ecstatic. I love it. That's fantastic. So I think we're going to wrap things up here.
Something inside of my head while you were because you gave us a little bit of warning about what you had planned, and I was like, you know what? Those bugs really fucking suck.
You don't say.
So yeah, right. So that's going to do it for this session. XP awards. I'm giving everybody 4 XP each for this session. Honestly, Nick, I'm giving you a bonus XP for truly
for destroying the session.
Seriously, that infrasound thing was fucking beautiful.
It deserves a bonus XP for just sheer.
Yay!
Just for sheer. Oh my god! I did not see. Like I should have seen that coming.
The
I gave
scale
you a
of this
little bit
house-
of a hint about what I was planning to do.
No,
and
you did, and as I said, I had one, and I had one, and I had a plus sign and an equal sign. I didn't actually, put it together as going. Wait, I should have add those together and total that up.
It should have been a 2.
Not that I would have changed things, but
You should have consulted me. I've been tutoring math lately.
But yes, that's going to do it for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody had a blast. This was a lot of fun. We'll be back next time. I got to figure out where we're going from here because, yeah.
all right.
You guys did pick
I
up
hear
some...
Hoth has a back to tank.
You guys did pick up some intel. I have to actually detail out what the, between the data crystal Jith picked up and stuff that Vorkos et al. Got from the Ricotta ruins. Yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.